Listen, we're trying to sneak into a Zoom call. Right, meow. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's a panel setup, so we may be screwed with the, if they want us to turn the video on. We'll see what happens. Let me play the disclaimer before we wreck ourselves. Wait, where's my scenes? My overlays. How's everyone doing? I will check in with y'all in a second. Where's my overlays? There we go. Rip.
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I've been stuck on your memory, but it's not like I need it. And you may have some.
She looks pissed. You guys, this is from last night. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. Do y'all? Perfect. She looks pissed. I'm scared to talk. I'm scared. Oh, let's go, Emberry. Hello, 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 hello. I'm scared. Whoa, woof. Oh, here's our comments. I mean, our likes, our like counter. Where should we put it? Right here? We'll float it around. This is
Hey, everybody. Melissa Collins here. We're going to get started in just 1 minute. I just want to finish letting everybody in the waiting room. But we'll get started in about exactly 1 minute. Go ahead and drop in the chat where you're coming in from so we can say hi to you. I love seeing all the different states and countries represented.
We're going to lie. I don't want to type in because then she's going to know it's me. We are in the Zoom call live. Inside, this is live. This is fresh. She looks pissed. We don't want to see the chat previews. This is fresh. This is new. This is happening right meow. I hope y'all like these as much as I like them, because I don't know why it's fun to infiltrate live, but like, I like it. Does she not look like
All
she's...
right, okay, let's get this thing going.
Oh, God.
Welcome to your weekly campfire call. My name is Melissa Collins. For anyone who doesn't know me, I am the Chief Marketing Officer here at Life Activated Brands. Some of you know, some of you don't, but I actually invited our CEO tonight to do a leadership training for you. So get excited about that. I promise.
Her boyfriend.
I will shut up very quickly. I will not talk long, and I will let you guys have him. He's a great trainer and he's a great leader, and we have a lot that we can learn from him. So I do like
great boyfriend.
To request him to come on these calls sometimes and provide some of his wisdom. So that'll be happening in just a minute. I'm just going to do some quick reminders. It is the end of the month, and so I do like to explain what active status means. Active literally means you personally ordered 70 PV or more. Those are our points associated with our products. The easiest way, if you are in a country that sells collagen, is a box of collagen. That's 70 PV. In other countries, you might have to add some things together, but it's 70 PV. Yes. If you are here and you just want to share affiliate links and you don't care about building a team and you don't care about stacking volume and you don't care about banking it, that's not relevant to you. But if you are someone who's building and you're planning on building 2 legs and you have volume and you want it to roll over, you have to be active. That's the biggest reason why you want it to be active. So that all of your volume on your big leg and your smaller leg will roll over, whether you qualify for ranks or not. All right. So I think we are next week gonna do a full compensation plan training, because people have been asking me to do that. So we're gonna break it down, all the ways that we get paid, and do a complete and full compensation plan training. So if you're interested in that, it'll be next Wednesday on next Wednesday's campfire call. It is actually my favorite topic to talk about. Anyone who knows me knows I love to talk about money and how to make more of it. And I would love to share with you all of the secrets and tricks to maximize the compensation plan. With that said, some other reminders. First, let's do some congratulations. I need my glasses for this. There's no way I can see this without my glasses, and I'm going to get the names wrong. I want to say congratulations to everyone who has qualified for Dash to Nash. And I'm going to explain what Dash to Nash is, but first, let me just congratulate these folks. So do me a favor, guys. Get excited in the comments. Congratulate these people. They worked hard to get this, and hopefully you are the next. So we've got Ashley South, Tracy Tourneau, Jennifer Murray, Shannon Kohlberg, Lauren Granado, Robbie Page, and Carissa Fitzpatrick that are fully qualified.
60 people.
Pretty sure I didn't miss anybody. If I missed somebody, let me know. People who are step 1 qualified, meaning all they have to do this month is re-qualify at Ambassador 2K, and they will be fully qualified. We've got Robin Wilson, Shannon Carlin, Whitney Johns, Stephen Joanne Porter, Julianne Bailey, Sarah Sabatini, which I think Sarah Sabatini is like right there. Am I right about that?
Rip.
Yeah, Carissa, she's like I think Sarah Sabatini is going to be next. That's going to be my prediction.
Now we're at 61.
Maybe it'll get done by the end of the. You think it's going to be done by the end of the night, Carissa? Are we getting this done tonight? Chris is clapping. I don't really know, but I know she's close, and we're all rooting for.
We're only going to qualify for this trip if we get to 50 likes before the end of the Zoom call. Okay. I know it's going to be tough, but we've got the live like counter right here. Remember, no odd numbers. Okay.
Home. We don't to invite you to sit at the table. We are going to be planning 2025. We are going to be talking about
Happy Halloween
new
Eve
products. What we basically want to sit down with the leadership of this company in a real setting and have a real conversation. There's going to be fellowship. We're going to have fun together. We've got a whole bunch of fun planned. We've got a whole bunch of training planned. So there's going to be a mastermind component to it, and there's also going to be a planning component where you get an actual voice.
She yelled at us last week for not showing up to the 12:30 p.m. Central meeting, and she said, I'm not going to record these anymore. And also, if y'all were going to watch him, you would have watched him, but you're not watching him, so we're going to go back to nighttime Central Standard Time. And I don't know where she lives, but we're here. We're ready. We're ready to get yelled at.
This month and next month, you're invited. But then we ran a promotion called 10 to Win. And so we're still in the middle of that promotion. It ends November 1st at midnight Central.
Yes,
all you have to do is share the wellness bundle with 10 customers and you get a Fastpass to Nashville. So reminder, I know that there are some of you running for that. Reminder, you need to message me and tell me if you hit it so I can go check it and you can get your Fastpass to Nashville. What's the Fastpass?
Oh, remind the chief marketing officer that you hit it. Why don't you check it? Why don't you do your job, Melissa? Y'all, I'm not playing with these odd numbers, okay? Even though 33 is very even, we're not doing this. No odd numbers tonight.
Lose 10 pounds. They're going to get the added value with the 10 to Win program. Or just a reminder, anybody who buys a wellness bundle today, tomorrow, or November 1st is going to get the 10 to Win program. That includes you guys if you want this added value and you're already using the wellness bundle. And we did extend it to the 1st because I want you to be able to use it to get active next month. Because you know why? Because we're not jerks.
She is a chief marketing officer for Life Activated Brands. Oh, look at this neat tool. Look what I just did for Nightbot. Life Activated Brands. We've got 200 characters or less. What the hell the company is that we are looking at. She's also a rep. She's a rep in the company, allegedly. She's also dating the CEO. So, I got the CEO to come do a training. He's her boyfriend. I'm sure he would have had to sleep on the couch if he didn't get on and do this call.
If you order it or your customers order it on the 1st, the code is WIN10. WIN, and then the number 1, the number 0, WIN10. That will give you free shipping on the 1st, okay? The automatic free shipping stops tomorrow.
Thanks, Al.
Right now, though, your customers and any IBOs who order it get free shipping on it automatically. You will then get an email. Inside the email is a 30-day meal plan created by Jennifer Marais.
Hell yeah.
If you don't know her, she owns Triumph Fitness, and she also owns a meal planning business where she basically does people. She's like a macros expert. Like, she knows what we're supposed to eat to make us lose weight. That's the simplest way I can say this. And so she created a meal plan. But she didn't just create a meal plan. She also added a grocery list to it. Like, hello, thank you so much. I don't want to go through all these recipes and then try and write down, figure out what I need.
No.
Thank you for the grocery list. Seriously, for those of us who don't want to think.
Lot of night.
That's me.
Yes.
Okay. I'm interested in someone telling me what to get at the grocery store. So the 30-day meal plan, the grocery list, and also 30 days of workouts. On top of that, in the email is an invite to a personal coaching call on November 2nd. Excuse me, with Jennifer Marais, who
is not a registered dietitian,
is a nutrition coach. She's a personal trainer, and she's going to get on that call and teach everybody how to maximize their results.
She's a nutrition coach. Let me guess, not a registered dietitian, not a clinical nutritionist, doesn't have, and again, if, as Aaron has been saying, if you are a certified personal trainer, you cannot sell supplements. RIP.
Didn't get the email? What are you going to say? Tell me in the chat what you're going to say if they said they didn't get the email.
What the
Somebody
hell's wrong
knows
with
the
my
answer.
My lights.
Check your spam. Yes. Check your spam.
You silly little
Please
reps.
search the email. It definitely came. It's not a regular email, guys. It's automated. It's not like in my email. I don't have the ability to go give it to you. So it is automated. Anybody who buys that SKU is getting that email.
Chicken
and you'll
nuggets in
have
the
all that
chat.
added value. So use that to help sell wellness bundles and help find some people who want to shed some weight before the holidays.
Howdy, y'all. I thought she had a grocery list and recipe in her little agenda planner. You know, you would be correct, and I think we've abandoned ship.
Comments, who's going for it? And
we don't know.
I know, because you guys all message me and tell me stuff. I know that some of you opted yourself out. You were like,
we lost
too much.
We lost
never
viewers.
Do that. Never sold that much. Can't do it. Opt out. But what if you tried? What if the maximum number of customers you ever sold to was 3 in a month? And then what if you actually tried the 10 to win and you accidentally sold to 8? Are you really going to be mad about that extra money? You've got to reposition your thought and your mindset around this. Reposition
your thought and mindset so that you give life activated brands more money. Okay. We are also sneaking on the Dash to Nash trip. Not for real, but pretend if we get to 50 likes before the end of the Zoom. So like, do what you will with that info. This counter is attached to the live. This Zoom call is going on right now. We are inside the Zoom call. We've snuck in.
The last minute, like I always do, which I think I think it's his favorite.
Where's your boy
when I
toy?
asked him very shortly before the call to do something. But I said, we have OG leaders who've been in the industry for a long time.
I can be mad about whatever I want to be.
We have people who are newer leaders, and we have people who are aspiring leaders. And I want you to provide a training. Yes. What is your best advice to this group of people? What is your best advice to this group of people? What would you tell people who are trying to grow in their leadership?
You're welcome.
And just basically, what's your best advice? Just give us a leadership training. That's what we want. And
I'm just going to turn her down a little.
I'm going to grab him, show him some love in the comments, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you next Wednesday, and we are going to dig deep into the comp plan. So come with your notebooks and your pens and some Activate inside your body so you're ready to learn. I will see you later. Love y'all. Thanks. Bye.
Where the hell is Mr. Sir? Oh, here he is. What's up, dude? Lab.
She said come with a leadership training.
The worst merch of all time.
I started pulling up my notes on my phone, and I've got like
fucking hell.
But I could literally just tell you, I could tell you one thing, and it would be the most important thing. And that is to focus on growing yourself. Jim Rohn said,
oh, you chicken
don't
nugget.
Wish for less problems, wish for more wisdom. Don't wish for less issues in your life. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better, right? And when I was 18 years old,
we want to get this close.
Guys that
just kidding.
Really poured into my life.
Can we stop touching our beard?
And they were great mentors for me, and they said, "Hey, Brandon, you can do anything you want to do. You can accomplish anything that you want to accomplish."
It was me. Sorry.
Better. You're gonna have to grow.
It was me.
You can't do it as the current version of yourself that you are. You've got to become the best version of yourself. And so, really, the main thing that I want to focus on, I'm not going to take a whole lot of time. The main thing I want to focus on here, when Melissa said, "Okay, we've got, people that have been leaders in the past. We've got people that are aspiring leaders that want to be leaders. We've got people that are leaders, but they want to become bigger leaders." What's your message to that person? What do you say to to all of those people?
I love how he's just like, I'm the CEO of this company, but I want you to self-develop more. Why don't you teach us how to fucking sell the product, sir? Why don't you teach us how to interact with customers, do cold leads? Oh, wait, that's your girlfriend's job, but she doesn't even do that well. But you should self-develop, and you should also buy a shit ton more product. Okay, Brandon. Chicken nuggets in the chat for Brandon.
Advising literally incentivizing, like with prizes
Cute.
and money and all kinds of stuff. Incentivizing people to grow and to become a better version of themselves, you know, through reading
Work
books,
in progress.
through listening to audios, through you know, studying different programs, whatever it might be. And but I think, I don't know. I mean, I think
the odd
in
number.
2024,
Get
I don't
it out
know,
of here.
maybe I'm wrong, but
Get this
it
odd number
seems
out of
as
here,
if
please.
that is not a it seems as if we've gotten away from that. And so what I would like to talk about is personal growth and development. And because here's the deal, you know, we talk about leadership, and
Stop touching your beard.
John Maxwell, the you know,
Hero.
arguably the expert, the 21st century expert on leadership, you know, he says leadership is influence. Influence is leadership.
MLMs have destructive influence. Tell me more, Brandon. It's not Brandon Stevens, it's Brandon something. Brandon Stevens is the guy who came over from Q Sciences. This is Brandon, the CEO, boyfriend of Melissa Collins, resident chicken nugget.
Any leader of one, leader of many. If you can't lead one, you can't lead any. And the point is, we have to first lead ourselves. You know, if we're gonna lead an organization, a team of 200 people or 2,000 people or
I just need to
2
do a
million
lab.
people, whatever it is, whether it's a church organization, whether it's a football team, whether it's
Hi, Sarah.
a business organization, whatever it is, we have to first be good leaders of ourselves. And a good leader is really just someone who has invested into themselves to the point that they can spread their influence to other people, right?
Is it destructive or is it healthy?
I know how to do that.
Is what?
Again, this is probably not like a popular topic in 2024. I might seem like an old school, you know, dinosaur here, but the only way that I know how to do that is the books we read, the audios we listen to, and the people that we associate with.
Oh, stop.
Right? So you got to ask yourself, what am I reading? What am I listening to? And who am I hanging out with?
This is literally the perfect storm for getting sucked into a high control group, because you start distancing yourself from people who aren't supportive of the group that you're associated with. And it's like, I don't agree. Yes, I think association can impact you, but also your choices can impact you. So it's saying that you're going to become a bad person via osmosis of, you know, standing next to people or being in a group of people who aren't motivated. Stop.
And am I okay with that? Am I okay with the path I'm on?
Bye, Sarah.
And here's what I'm here
Happy
to tell
Halloween.
you. Regardless of where you're at, if you're just getting started, if you're somebody that has been on a
thank
personal
you.
growth and development path for a long time,
let me start this. I will say thank you after the Zoom call. Thank you so much.
You can decide right now to take control of that mental keyboard that up until this point, maybe other people have been typing on.
Yes.
You know,
probably.
maybe you're someone that says, I want to be a leader. Maybe you're someone that says, I want to lead people well. I remember.
Is this you leading people well? I mean, and I say that snarkily. Please stop touching your beard. Oh my God. Can you teach us how to do actual things that help us sell better in your company? And are you like bullshit? We just hit 51. Let's go. We did it.
We did it. We did it. We did it. Yay! Always team up. We did it. Yay! Woo! Hooray! We did it.
You did.
Diaper division reporting for duty.
Hey, you messed up.
Y'all, if you are part of the diaper division reporting for duty, drop diaper in the chat.
He said, here's the expectation. It's up here.
Oops.
Down here,
sorry.
That's where most people live. But for you, my expectation is up here. He said, you're a leader. You're someone that's going to lead people well.
Let's go.
You don't live down here. Let other people lead small lives. Let other people
Love
be
it.
negative, dull, disillusioned.
Julie
Let
Joe
other
should come
people,
up.
make these silly mistakes.
What the hell?
Over and over and over in their life.
Hold on.
Let other
Nightbot,
people,
what are you doing?
Lead small lives, but not you.
It might
You
be
live up
JJ.
here. And I remember this
Commands.
conversation I had with him.
Custom.
He said, "You're a leader," and that word sticks out to me. And so when Melissa
It's
asked me to
JJ.
talk about this, I thought, what could I bring? What could I possibly, bring
Here you
to
go.
the people to say,
There we
hey,
go.
here's
Got
a
it.
pathway to become a great leader.
Hell yeah, Julie.
And the only pathway I know is self-development, is personal growth and development. And so what I wanted to do, I know this might
Julie
be
Joe's
some of you
linked in the
guys might
chat.
check out right now. You can just, if you want, just for my sake, just stay on here. But if you're bored, you can check out and do whatever you want. But for me,
Oh
in
my God,
life,
he brought
I want
books.
to give you guys some of the things that have been
He brought
just
books.
absolute game changers for me. If I look back and I think, okay, how did a small town? I'm a nobody, guys. I'm a
Let's
nobody
go.
from nowhere.
It should be coming up in a
snot-nosed
second.
kid from Nowheresville, Kentucky. I knew nothing about nothing, making payments on everything. I was 18 years old when I started this thing. Within a few years, in my early to mid 20s, I had developed a business. Not just on my own accord. Thankful to all the people that made it happen. But we were earning millions of dollars.
I love how he's so like reasonable and gentle and nice and understanding, and he goes into these rages, and it's like, what's the true version? I mean, yes, multiple things can be true at the same time, but like, why are you being an asshole and saying like such strong language to us, and then you're being this like gentle preschool teacher here? I hate it, honestly.
But what I got fiercely, when I got fiercely,
You forgot what he was saying.
intentional about was personal growth and development, because I knew, I said, okay, I'm not the greatest. I'm not the smartest. I'm not the best. I'm not the most articulate. I'm not the best looking. I'm not, I can't dunk a basketball. I can't throw a 40-yard touchdown pass. I'm not the tallest. I'm just not the best in any category. So I'm going to have to work. Maybe somebody like me, has to work extra hard to grow themselves. Maybe somebody and I was okay with that. I said, okay, I'm just average and ordinary. Maybe somebody like me has to work.
Live chat, take note of current new lingo coming on in. Kids are calling that crashing out now instead of rage. Love it.
You can read the right books. You can listen to the right audios. You can hang out with the right people. And before long, you're going to get better.
Brandon Hayes.
And I was like, wow, that's an interesting concept. I can get better. And I started to read the right books, and I started to listen to the right audios, and I started to hang out with the right people. And grandma always said it, right? Some of you guys have good grandmas. Let me know in the comments if you had a good grandma. Some of y'all got some good grandmas. And grandma said, that birds of a feather flock together, right? She said, or maybe she said it like this. Maybe she said, you are who you hang around, right? And my grandma said that too.
55, let's go.
And then I heard Jim Rohn when I was maybe, I don't know, 19, 20 years old. I heard Jim Rohn say,
I mean, I guess it's true. I mean, I found a really good group of people here in the live chat who are kind human beings who give a shit about one another, even if we don't agree on all the same things, or we don't have the same interests, or we don't all look alike or whatever. You can come over, you can kind of unite over civility and respect and being I don't know, a human being who gives a shit about other people. Kind of like, let's stop scamming. Let's stop scammers. I don't know.
You know, for an untimely death or something. I don't know. I mean, it's not looking good, you know. And so I changed the people that I hung around. I changed the environment that I was in. I changed what I listened to. I changed what I read. And I started to be more intentional about it and take control. And this was the beginning of my, you know, personal growth and development journey. And it was a journey, and it still is a journey. And I'm here to tell you, it's always going to be a journey. It's never going to end. We're always just trying to be the best version of ourselves that we can possibly be. You know, as I reflect on my dad saying, here's the standard, son. It's excellence. You're never going to hit it. You're always striving for it. You're always just saying, here's my stand. If I shoot for the moon, maybe I'll land among the stars. My standard is excellence. And I look at my children now, and I wake up every morning. You know what I tell my kids?
Hell yeah, well, Night Train Rose.
They've been brainwashed. Okay. You know what I tell them? I say, I don't tell them. I ask them. I say, hey girls, what are you? You know what their answer is?
Wrong one.
Does anybody know? Some of you might know. When I say, hey girls, what are you? You know what their answer is? They say, we're champions. And they understand that being a champion is a choice. They understand that losers lose
Brandon
in
Hayes
the best of conditions, and winners win on a muddy field. And because it's a choice, because we set our...
What? Do you understand how competitive sports works? Yeah, it's a mindset, but guess what? On the field, there's a winner and there's a loser. And like, just because you've lost against another team doesn't mean you have a loser mindset.
I'm just going to...
Do we have kazoos? We are the champions. I'm going to find it right now.
But most people don't. Most people have to make a conscious choice to get better over time. Leader of one,
that's who's speaking right now.
If you can't lead one, you can't lead any. I just understood early in my career, if I'm going to lead a team of 200 or 2,000 or 2 million, man, I got to lead myself first. And it started here. And this might, again, I apologize in advance if this is boring. But man, I want to tell you these 5 books right here changed my life forever. If I were, you know, and I've been asked this, I've talked about this on stages in front of thousands of people, what I'm telling you right here. And some of you will walk away from this call tonight and you'll say, man, Brandon guy's really nice and that was fun, and you know, I like his accent, and he, you know, he's from Kentucky and he's a really nice guy, and you'll forget all about this. 1 or 2 of you will say, I'm going to get all 5 of these books and I'm going to change my life because I'm going to take control.
Whoops.
We're coming into an era right now. Look, I'm telling you guys, I know there's multiple countries represented on this call right now. We've got New Zealand, we've got Australia, we've got the UK, we've got Canada, and we've got the US. And man, you know, obviously I live in the US. I grew up here. Don't fault me for it. All you other countries, don't hold it against me. But man, I love this country. I love, you know, what we stand for. I love what our country was founded on. And we're coming up here in just a couple of days. We're coming up on a really important date in our particular country, in the USA. You know, and that is Election Day. You know, and
y'all don't get political on my channel.
Countries,
listen, he's gonna say shit. Don't get political on my channel. We don't do that unless we're ready with spoons, and I didn't pre-warn you, okay?
What happens going forward after Election Day? But here's what I'm here to tell you.
Oh fuck!
So many people. Now listen. I'm not negating the importance of voting. I'm not negating the importance of being politically involved. But here's what I want to tell you: go vote. Go vote your conscience. Go
Good.
vote your you know, what you believe is right. And do what's best for our country,
What?
for your family, for your community,
Okay.
for your ecosphere. Do
Okay.
what's best. Go do all that. But here's what I'm here to tell you. Some people will go vote on November 5th, or maybe you already have, which kudos to you if you already have. And then they will be so concerned
How
about what's going on in the White House
do we get
and
here?
not concerned about what's going on in their house. What I'm here to tell
my
you
God.
is in
Oh my
2025
God.
and beyond, it's time to be concerned about what's going on in your house
Yes.
and not just what's going on in the White House. It's time to get from beyond being a keyboard warrior. And
We are in a Zoom call. This is Brandon Hayes, CEO of Life Activated Brands. Nightbot will give you some info in the chat. He's a chicken nugget and he's dating the chief marketing officer, Chicken Nugget. It's chicken nuggets all around. Chicken nuggets in the chat if you're a member.
yeah, that's not too big. That's not too big of a thought for anybody on this call. You could accomplish that.
Let's go,
and you could do
Dory.
that alone. You could do through this vehicle right here with Life Activated Brands. Let's go affect real positive change. Let's do something special. And I'm not trying to single out the USA because I know there's other countries involved here that are on this call, and you're
God.
thinking, well, why are we talking about, you know, United States politics? And I don't want to take up too much space doing that, but I just want I know there's a lot of people from the US here, and I want you to think about that. Look, it is important with what's going on in the White House. Yeah, it's important. It does affect you. But I'm telling you, you can take control of what's going on in your house.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, regardless of who's in the White House, you can take control of what's happening in your world more so than you believe.
I don't
and I'm
hate
telling you, it
part
all
of what he's
starts
saying.
with this.
Oh, the books.
This might be boring. I might sound like a college professor. I might sound I don't know. You might think, man, he's off his rocker. You know, that's Papaw, man. That's Grandpa. He's old school. Man, you can say whatever you want to say, but these books right here changed my life.
My papa was
I went from an 18-year-old
amazing.
nobody from nowhere and earned millions of dollars because I got intentional about personal growth and development.
You scammed a bunch of people. Stop.
I was going to take control of my future. I decided that I was going to be the very first best version of myself that was possible.
You decided that you were going to open a multi-level marketing company that takes advantage of people, in my opinion, an unethical business model. So you get to like live your best life. Stop.
They elude you. He said success is something we attract.
So far, yes. Keeping it nonpartisan. Yes.
Early on in my network marketing career, I started to get some traction. After I had read this book right here.
What is it?
I started to get some traction, and I had this leader in my organization, and he actually was a good friend of mine. He's still a good friend of mine to this day. He was a good friend of mine.
It's me. It's my fault.
He started to get some traction too. I was doing a lot of the work for him, but he was too. He was doing great work.
I can't.
And he just kept getting. You know, he and I grew up together. We were very similar.
He is leaning in, though.
If I'm being honest, we both had kind of bad attitudes. You know, we were young. You know, we both kind of we just weren't very personally.
I think it's how to win friends and influence people, which is a little bit advantage taking, in my opinion. It falls on the more destructive side of influence, in my opinion, but what do I know? I'm just a multi-level marketing dropout.
Next level. You know, both of us had hit a few leadership ranks, and this was a big deal to him. You know, he had some struggles in his early life, and this was kind of getting him out of that. And he said to me, Brandon, he said, so-and-so is upset with me because of this. And
I think this is the first time this has ever happened, but there's 64 people in the chat and we have 61 likes. This is the first time that's happened. Holy crap.
If being successful means I have to change, then I don't know if it's for me. and I am who I am, and I'm not going to change.
Yes. Yes.
And I remember
Yes.
this so vividly. And I said to him, his name's not Bob, but we'll call him Bob. I said, hey, Bob. I said, Bob, listen, if you knew, if the person you are right now was
Holy
a
shit.
multimillionaire, then you would already be a multimillionaire. You don't need to do any of this stuff. But I said, we are on a journey right now.
Oh, are we?
We are working a business. We are investing in ourselves and into other people. I said, man, look, if you don't change, you're never going to make it. I said, you have to
Thank you,
change.
Broken Waffles.
What are you talking about? Change is good, right? Like I said,
I'm sorry, this has never happened. 66 people in the chat, 65 likes. This has never happened ever.
Possibly be, right? That doesn't mean that you have to change your values. Doesn't mean you have to change, you know, the things that are important to you, right? But we're talking about becoming the best version of ourselves. And that
I think he's lost track of who he's talking to. He's lost the plot. Read books, brainwash yourself. And again, I'm not against all self-help books. I'm against coercion. I'm against destructive influence. I'm against using personal like self-development books to form somebody into more of a group cult member and not being able to hold on to your own individuality. That's what I'm against.
I wasn't prepared for success.
No, I mean,
I wasn't ready for success. I had to
thumbs down or let's go
and hang out with the right people.
Oh, they stopped.
I had to associate
Maybe it was a
myself
mistake
with the right people. I had to listen to the right audios. I had to read the right books in order to prepare myself
Oh
to
my
become
God.
the person that could attract the success. Success is not something that you chase. Success is something that you attract by the person that you become. You put yourself in the right situations by the person that you become. Your network starts to look different. You start to speak differently. You start to understand and hear differently as you grow yourself, as you personally grow and develop. All right, so I'm going to give you these five books. Okay,
it's okay.
Look, so I know, you know, I know some of you, you're gonna be like, oh, that was a real nice talk.
You know,
Thanks,
I love
Brandon.
it.
And you're never gonna ever read these books. I know that. I understand. But there's like one or two of you on here, and this is gonna change your life forever, just like it changed my life forever. And you can, all of these books, by the way, you can read or you can listen to. There's a meme, or I guess it's called a meme. I don't know. There's a picture floating around on social media, which I can send it to you guys if anybody reaches out to me. With this list, it says like Brandon Hayes's top 5 books that all human beings should read, and that's what this is. I believe.
Did you make that yourself, or did your girlfriend make that for you? Because like, eye roll of a lifetime.
If they want to achieve, you know, success, and success doesn't just mean money, by the way. Money's part of it. Money's a big part of it. But if a human being wants to be successful and they want to give themselves the best odds at achieving success in life in general, I believe outside of okay, this is on top of Matthew chapter 5 in the New Testament. So on top of that, on top of Matthew chapter 5 in the New Testament, this is what you should read. And you can get all of these on
Matthew
audio too.
Chapter
okay, so
5.
some of you guys are like, I don't like to read. I get it. Look, I didn't like to read either. Okay. You know what? By the way, you know what? When I
this is the Sermon on the Mount. You're gonna really pull in a Bible verse at this point in time and say that it's gonna help you in multi-level marketing? Ew.
I said, okay. You know, by the way, on that topic.
Oops, sorry. I know I'm making y'all sick.
I don't know, man. I feel like maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm not, but we've gotten into an era where when I came into network marketing, I saw guys that were multimillionaires. They had Ferraris and Lamborghinis and planes and all this stuff. And you know, that's that's not what impressed me. What impressed me was they had the money, but I knew other people that had money. I knew when I'm a broke kid, son of a Southern Baptist minister. Okay. But
Oh.
I had seen other people have money. But what really impressed me about these guys is that not only did they have money, but they had time. See, these guys, yeah, of course they had the nice car and the nice home and whatever. Other people have that stuff too. But these guys, what was impressive to me about them is that not only did they have that stuff, but they got to hang out all
Yes.
day with their wife and kids. They got to travel the world whenever they wanted and however they wanted. They didn't have to work at an office 100 hours a week to achieve that level of financial success. So when I met these guys and I was so impressed by them because I had never been exposed to the idea that was even possible. So when I saw that it was possible, I was like, okay, I'm going to listen to them. Now this is crazy. When I found someone that was willing to mentor me, now I don't know about you. Maybe you have a whole bunch of people in your life that are like, they're chasing you around and saying, hey, I really want to help you be successful. I didn't have that in my life. So when someone said, hey, I need you to do
we only have 54 people in the chat in Life Activated Brands, and I don't count. So, and maybe there's more anti-MLM people in the chat. How can you feel like your business is being successful when people aren't showing up to the Zoom calls? Melissa's going to lose it.
And I joined this guy but I joined the company because I love the company and I love the product and I love the mission and the vision but the guy that shared it with me, he was kind of a newbie. Like actually I had been involved in network marketing, prior to that longer than he had.
I'm glad you got away.
He did, so to speak. But still, he was my upline. And because of that, he was the guy that introduced me to this company. And I was so thankful. Just for that reason alone, I was so thankful.
Bye, phone.
I thought to myself, man, this guy who doesn't know a whole lot, and I ended up making that guy millions of dollars, by the way, which is, and we're still friends to this day, which is great. But I was like, this guy that doesn't know a whole lot, he introduced me to this company. So I would never I don't know. There was just like this, it's hard to explain. There was like this level of respect for him, right? Respect might not be the right word.
Idolization.
Reverence, or that's
idolization.
That's probably too strong of a word. I would never, here's what I'm trying to say. I would never do anything to that guy. I would never do anything to disrespect him publicly. I would never do anything to harm his image or his ego. I would never do anything to harm his money. I don't know. There was back in the day.
Is that like, so you're saying that you have information that could impact him and you're not going to do anything because he let you come to a business opportunity that made you money? Isn't that kind of like cult mindset? Oh, I don't know.
Get back to some of that.
What?
And some of that.
What?
Some of that I learned in this book right here.
Oh my God.
How to Win Friends and Influence People. I want to treat my upline, my mentors, with the
reverence.
people that have a vested interest, and that's one reason they have a financially vested interest in my success. Why would I ever do anything to damage that relationship?
Holy shit.
It's crazy to think about. If you really zoom out and think about it, those people, if they're in your upline, they have a vested interest in your success. They want you to succeed as much, maybe more, than you want to succeed.
That's because commission.
Your success means their success. Do you understand the mutually beneficial relationship there? Right?
It's not. It only benefits the upline. It only benefits the upline. It only benefits the upline.
Anything to I wouldn't even, back in the day, I was so serious about it. I wouldn't even like make a joke about my upline or my or anybody that was a part of my leadership team. I wouldn't even like make a joke that I thought could like damage their ego a little bit. I wouldn't even do that. Even though some of that stuff is all in good fun or whatever, I wouldn't even do that kind of stuff. And then I started thinking about this. If I wouldn't do that for them, obviously I probably shouldn't do that with anyone. Like, right. I don't, here's the cardinal rules. I'm gonna give you the cardinal rules.
Oh my God, stop.
Never mess with anybody's ego. Never mess with anybody's money. Never mess with anybody's spouse. You look at all the multi-billion-dollar companies that have come crashing down.
Sir.
And they usually they stem the errors that were made that caused those.
Wasn't there something twisty about how Brandon and Melissa got together? Are you serious?
One of those issues. Never mess with anybody's ego.
Oh my God.
Never mess with anybody's money. Never mess with anybody's spouse. And I learned that where? Right here. And, of course, when it comes to my upline, man, I'm just not gonna, I'm not gonna mess with his ego, his money, his spouse. I'm not gonna do that. But then really that translates to everybody, right? I respect my upline so much. I respect my leadership team so much. But then I start thinking about it. I'm like, man, I really just kind of respect everybody, right? I really just want to treat everybody the way that I want to be treated.
So when you were yelling at anti-MLM or like those haters, was that really respecting them or what? What? Brandon, are you serious? Oh, I only respect people who are nice to me. Okay.
Amongst others, then do so, right? So I'm going to look for opportunities to respect everybody if I can. And I learned that.
If I can.
Learn it in school. I went to 12 years of public school education, and not once did they ask me to read this book. Not once did they tell me.
I don't know. Maybe we're learning math. Maybe we're learning biology. Maybe we're learning chemistry. Maybe we're learning geometry and algebra and how to write and communicate ideas and logically like process through information, and also, maybe art, maybe athletics, maybe not getting stuck on self-development because they're actually growing your mind and knowledge. Oh my God, what a shock.
This book. And it changed my life forever. So
Good
if I had
for
to
you.
pick one, all right, I'm gonna give you the books because I'm gonna get off here. I could talk all night. All right, man, we're coming up on time. I didn't mean to take this much time. I'm sorry. And some of y'all are like, man, this is boring. Some of y'all are like, man, I'm just here because you're the CEO and I feel obligated to be here. Look,
no, Melissa's gonna yell at us if we don't show up. She yelled at us last week.
But I'm telling you, man, this stuff changed my life. And some of you guys are already big on personal development. Or some of you were,
yes.
And you got kind of derailed, and you just needed a good nudge, right?
Yes, Cal.
And you need to be reminded, hey, get back on the train. And we all do. I do too. We all do. We all need that reminder. But some of you have never been introduced to this concept or this idea that today, literally, you could be broke. You could have $0 in your bank account right now, right this minute as I'm speaking to you. And on this day, what is today? October 30th, 2025. You could be a multimillionaire leading an organization of thousands of people all over the world. And you could be speaking on stages, and or you could be whatever it is for you, whatever your thing is. You could be buying and selling real estate. You could be investing in important projects. You could be making a difference. You could be adopting children. You could be whatever it is. I don't know what's your thing. I'm just telling you, the next 2 years of your life could be drastically different if you choose,
for the worse or the better.
And maybe you just need me to tell you that because the last few years have been a train wreck. Can we just agree with that? Okay. For most people, not everybody, there's like a handful, like one or two people in the world that have been like, yeah, the last few years have been great. Other than them, for most of us, the last few years have been an absolute train wreck. Can we just agree with that? That's okay.
What?
Right? It's been challenging for a lot of people. And there's been a lot of variables and a lot of reasons why that's happened. Okay. Doesn't matter. But the next 2 years can be drastically different than the previous two. And you have control. Look, the same wind, Jim Rohn, he said this, the same wind blows on us all. We're in like this little sailboat, right? Think about like life. Life is like this little sailboat. And we're in this little sailboat, our individual little sailboat. And the same wind blows on us all. The wind of politics and the wind of opportunity and the wind of disaster and the wind of change and the wind, all the same wind blows on us all. Now it might blow at different times and in different ways, but the same wind blows on us all, right? It's not the blowing of the wind that determines our life's outcome. It's not the blowing of the wind that determines where we end up.
Kind of.
It's the set of the sail
Okay.
that determines where we end up a year from now and 2 years from now. And
But
10
what
years.
if you're in a broken compensation model in a multi-level marketing company where maybe you're behaving more like a pyramid scheme than anything else, in my opinion? What then? What does the wind do then? So again, this kind of mindset, he's going to say, well, your sales should just, be able to direct you, except stuff is broken. Come on, man.
Somebody else's fault or something else's fault. You were out of control. It's not your control. Whatever. Doesn't matter. The past is the past. The future is here, and we're going to make the rest of 2024 the best of 2024. And how are we going to do that? We're going to commit to setting a better sail this year than we did last year. And I'm telling you, the next 2 years of your life can be drastically different than the last 2 years. I'm telling you, the only thing standing between you and your dreams and goals, the only thing standing between you and everything that you want to accomplish with your life, the only thing standing between you and that is you and your doubts about you. That's it. And so how do we become the best version of ourselves? The only way that I know how, maybe there's other ways, osmosis or hypnotherapy, or, maybe there are probably other ways, but the only way that I know how through experience is personal growth and development. And I'm telling you, these books right here changed my life. And man, I want to keep going, but I can't. I gotta end this call. So I'm going to give you the books. Okay.
Rip.
Well, somebody, not all of you. Look, some of y'all are just like, okay, Papa's talking, and we're just gonna sit here and listen.
You're not our Papa.
And, we don't believe him. But one or two of
and
you,
don't you disrespect Papa like that, honestly.
Okay. And this is life-changing information.
Oh, look at her.
What?
I was just saying,
There he is.
If you had people in the waiting room and you weren't letting them in again.
No, I'm not. So, but a few of you actually want to know what the books are, and I think some of you have already gathered what they are. So I'm going to give them to you real quick, okay? And all of these, by the way, you don't have to read them. If you're not a reader, you say, Brandon, I'm not a reader. And my mentor, he said, good news, you don't have to like reading, you just have to read. But now we have Audible. So if you can listen to them on audio if you don't like to read them. But man, I'm going to give them to you in order, in my opinion.
Tell us already.
Of importance. And they're also in order of, here's what's cool. It just worked out this way. They're also in order of density. What I mean by density is,
he is long-winded as hell.
How easily understood they are. Like,
rip.
So let me just go through the books and I'll tell you what I mean. All right. So the first book is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. If I had to pick one book outside of Matthew chapter 5,
oh God,
if I had to pick one book that every human being should read on this planet and study like their life depended on it, I'm talking politicians. I'm talking business people. I'm talking teachers and coaches and pastors and parents. I'm talking whatever you want to be in your life, whatever you want to excel at. This is it, guys. So if you forget everything, all the other books I say after this, please, please, please study this book.
Rip.
Read it if you're a reader, and if you're not a reader, read it anyway. Listen to it. Get a copy of it on Audible. Take a highlighter, study it, and then do the same thing next year, and then do the same thing next year. This book changed my life. It changed who I am, if we're being honest. I was a snot-nosed kid from Nowheresville, Kentucky. I was an ogre. I could grunt and I could nod.
What?
And I read this book over and over and over. And in the early, formidable years of my early adulthood, it changed who I was. Okay. So I highly recommend every single person read this. But if you care about your kids, which I know you do, get them to read this book. Break it up for them in chunks. Put it on for them when they're in the car. On in the audio. Just say, hey, listen to one chapter. Let me hear what you think. I'm working on something. I want to get your opinion. I'm just telling you, figure out a way to get this into them, and get it into yourself as well. Okay. I'm not going to spend as much time on the other 4 books, but this is the one. Okay. Every single human being, you got to read it. You got to listen to it. You got to study it, and it will change who
Holy
you are for the
guacamole.
better.
I didn't realize life activated brands have been around for 4 years. That's wild.
Very best version of yourself. Okay. And I don't know how to express that any more emphatically. All right. I believe in this book. I believe every human being on planet Earth should read. If there's a politician, a coach, a pastor, a teacher, a parent that's struggling in any way, this is almost always my recommendation for them. Almost always, on top of Matthew chapter 5. Okay, all right. I'm gonna give you the other 4 real quick. That was How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Please, somebody, just one of you. I mean, there's been like 60 or 70 people on and off this call. And I know there's others going to watch it later or whatever, but just even if one person ends up reading that book, it'll be well worth my time spent here tonight. All right.
Oh, well worth your time.
I'm going to give them to you in order. So that's number 1.
Chicken nugget. And
it's also the most dense. I told you I was going to talk to you about that. It is the most dense, meaning it requires a little bit of thinking. If your reading comprehension level is
bless
lower,
you, whoever just liked
you
the
might
stream.
have to read it a few more times, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So just understand, this is number 1 on the list. It's also the most dense. Okay, meaning it's just for most of us, myself included, it's going to require you might have to read that chapter twice to get everything out of it.
Oh my God.
Right? Everybody with me?
No.
All right. Number 2, Think and Grow Rich. And this is backwards. I know, but you guys get it.
No, it's not
Think
backwards.
and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
It's not backwards?
So, this book is mostly about interpersonal relationships.
Hi, Callie.
It's about so much more, but that's a really oversimplification of it. Okay.
For the love
Number
of
1,
God.
How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Interpersonal relationships, but also so much more. Okay. Think and Grow Rich. This book is about manifesting. It is about unlocking, parts of your brain that you probably didn't even know exist. This book is number 2 on my list. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Again, you can get it on. You can get all these on audio. Okay. This book, pay particular attention to chapter 2. Just get this one in chapter 2.
Oh my
and
God.
Chapter 14.
Oh my God.
But definitely chapter 2. Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. This is the second most dense. Okay. So both of these are relatively dense. These 2 books, you might have to read them a few times before you really internalize the information that's in there. Okay. And that's okay. Me too. I had to read them many, many times. And I would read this book. I've probably read this 30 times. I would read this book for the 31st time, and I guarantee you it would seem entirely different to me because of where I am in life, because of my comprehension ability at this stage of my life. I would read something and see that I never saw before. So just understand, this is about just reading the content or listening to the content.
Isn't any book about reading the content? Like, what is happening? We're explaining reading. Like, oh my God, we've been on for an hour.
PhD. Okay. This book is about expanding the way that you think. I mean, the title is pretty self-explanatory. It's true. The book is true to the title.
Oh God.
If you're gonna think, you might as well think big. We're all gonna dream. We're all gonna think. If you're gonna dream, you might as well dream big. Michelangelo, the famous painter, he said, the greater danger is not that we aim too high and we miss our goals, but that we aim too low and we hit them.
What?
See, most people are just living Henry David Thoreau said most people are living a quiet life of desperation, only to arrive safely at their graves. Benjamin Franklin said, most covers people die are awful. At age 25, they just don't bury them until 85. So the reality is, if you're gonna think, if you're gonna dream, if you're gonna plan, you might as well do it big. Good
question. His girlfriend, the chief marketing officer, told him to get on and do the call, and the numbers have dwindled. There's only 48 people on the call right now.
This one's it's in the middle. It's a little bit easier to comprehend.
Like,
if you're not big on reading, if you don't read a whole lot.
He's like delayed this 20 minutes too long. He could have just told us the books.
Digestible. You're going to digest it a little bit easier. Okay?
Oh my God.
All right. Book number 4 is The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. And I had the pleasure of speaking on stage with Darren Hardy a few years ago. I don't know, actually 10 years ago. Right around this time, 10 years ago. In the fall of 2014, I spoke on stage with Darren Hardy. Darren is obviously the author of this book, but he's also the publisher, editor-in-chief for Success Magazine. He has built several successful companies. He was mentored by Jim Rohn directly for a decade. Incredible guy. Anyway, he wrote this book. And the topic of the book so the title is The Compound Effect. The idea is that inch by inch is a cinch. Yard by yard is hard.
I'm sorry. I just found a video with Brandon and his first wife with Eric Worre, how to build your network marketing business as a couple. Holy guacamole.
Who we are is made up by a whole bunch of tiny little seemingly insignificant decisions that we make every single day. A guy wakes up
and I'm not saying you can't like grow apart from your spouse. I'm just, the internet's forever, and sometimes it's interesting getting like tidbits from some of these videos where you're putting forward a certain face, and that doesn't obviously reflect what's going on behind the scenes, especially like when you're trying to teach and train other people about being a couple in an arena, kind of like Rachel Hollis and Dave, before Dave passed away when they were still married.
Ended there. Compound Effect, Darren Hardy. This is number 4. And this is a more modern book. The previous 3 are a little bit
Good
older.
Question. We don't know.
So this one again is getting easier to read. It's more digestible. It's a little bit less dense, right? All right. The final book.
Really good point. I know this isn't really even in the realm of their expectations, but I hate how these self-help books never take into account mental health issues, disabilities, racism, sexism, etc. Mic drop. Good question. Are we ever going to get it answered? No.
Leader, great mentor. And he has a whole series of books, but this is the first book that he wrote in that series, called Rhinoceros Success. And this one, it's short. It's got pictures, right?
Oh boy, pictures. I mean, I love pictures,
it's the
but
least dense of all the books. It's a really easy read. I would let my children, my oldest child is not at the point where she can read fluently yet. She's getting there. But as soon as she can read fluently and she feels, confident, I'm gonna
thank
let her
God
read
they're
this
not doing
book.
unschooling.
And I'm gonna start her with this one. Okay. And that's what I want to point out real quick.
I
So
mean, what
told you
about some
they're in
like
order.
fun books? Oh, here you go, child. You're just learning to read. Let me kill your love of reading by giving you a self-help book. Boy, that sounds great, Brandon.
The second least dense is Compound Effect. The next least dense is Magic of Thinking Big. And then we go to Think and Grow Rich and How to Win Friends and Influence People. Now, in terms of importance, it goes the opposite.
Oh my
How to Win
God.
Friends and Influence People.
Hey, guess what? I found these books really helpful. You should read them and decide which one's the most helpful for you. Here's the name of the 5 books. Be Free.
Right? So you can decide how you want, if you want to attack those 5 books, whether you do it through reading them or listening to them or both. I recommend both, but whether you choose to do one or the other, you can attack them from either angle. Okay, it gives you choices. You say to yourself, you evaluate this as a person, and you say, I'm not really a strong reader. It's not my strong suit. It's not something I'm really great at this point in my life. So I feel like it would be better for me to start with the one that is easiest to read. Then maybe you start with Rhinoceros Success and
Oh
then
my
work your
God.
way up that way. If you are already a strong reader and you say, I really want to start with the one that has the most profound teachings in it that are going to help me become the best version of myself, even if it's a little bit more dense. I'm a strong reader. I feel like I can start there. Then you start with How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie and work your way to the other end. Okay. But you can choose either way. But I do recommend starting on one of those two.
All right.
Sorry.
And working your way to the other end. So guys, I hope that's helpful. I know some of you guys are like, man, this is not, what I came here for. But I tell you, at the end of the day, the best project that I ever worked on, and I started a company in 2019. It's pretty
Live and Facebook rewatchers. You got Lance.
Sorry.
People.
Sorry.
And, we've helped a lot of people with our products, thousands of people all over the world, and that was great. And before that, I was able to build a business where we did tens of millions of dollars in revenue all over the world. And I've seen some cool things, but the best project that I've ever worked on, and I love being a dad too. I'm working on being a good dad. I'm working on investing into my kids and helping them realize they're a champion.
So I found a post from 2022 from Jessica Hayes for the Life Activated brands, which is interesting.
I think the best thing I can possibly do to be the best contributor to society. Here in the US, as we move forward after this election, regardless of who gets in office, I think the best thing I can do and the best project I've ever worked on is me. And I believe the best project that you can work on is you. Again, I throw around a lot of Jim Rohn quotes because he was one of my first mentors. But Jim said, "You go to work on you for me, and I will go to work on me for you." And if we all do that, and I'm telling you, we'll build the biggest businesses, we'll build the best countries, we'll build the best churches and the best communities and the best organizations and the best everything, because we're all focused on becoming the best version of ourselves.
You can't do
And
that
if
in
we
an
can do that,
MLM.
man, I'll tell you what,
Y'all,
life activated brands, it's done deal.
someone put me out of my misery and like the stream, so we're not in an odd number, please. We are on 2 odd numbers, and I hate it.
I'm going to be the very best version of myself. Here's what's going to happen for you.
Oh my
You're going to
God.
start attracting things into your life that you never knew was even possible. You're going to start having conversations with people that weren't possible before. You're going to start becoming so fluid in the way that you share the products and the opportunity with people that you never thought that was possible before.
Holy shit.
I'm just telling
Okay,
you.
cool. Thanks, Charlene.
Things are going to start happening for you. And how do I know that? Because it happened for me. Who was I? Man, I was a snot-nosed kid from Nowheresville, Kentucky. And I picked up a few of those books and listened to a few good people. And
what?
you know, my whole life changed. And some of you guys don't need a whole life change. You're just, you're here for the community, or you're here to make some money, or you're here to have some fun. And man, that's what we're all about. Have fun, help people, make money. That's what we're all about.
Have fun, help people make money.
I feel like this vehicle could be could be the thing that changes my whole life. And it's the thing I've been looking for, I've been waiting for, and I'm telling you, it can. The next 2 years can be drastically different than the last 2. And how do I know that? Because it happened for me. I'm telling you, in the blink of an eye, I went from nothing to something. And not everybody needs that. Not all of you guys need that, but some of you do. And regardless of where you're at, regardless of what you're searching for, what you're looking for, what you want to get out of this opportunity, man, I'm telling you, personal growth and development is for everybody.
Is it?
Because you want to be the very best version of yourself. You want to be the very best parent you can be. You want to be the very best grandparent you can be, the very best employee you can be. You want to be the very best coach or pastor or teacher or business person or whatever it is that you do. You want to be the very best. And that comes with personal growth and development. So guys, I love you guys so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for indulging me and talking about something I like to talk about. I know not everybody likes to talk. It's not popular nowadays or whatever. And I know, not everybody likes to talk about it, but man, thank you guys for hanging out with me and indulging me and let me talk about it. Listen, leadership is all about influence. It's the same thing. Leadership is influence. Influence is leadership. And leadership starts with leading ourselves. Leader of one, leader of many. If I can't lead one, I can't lead any. And so the best possible thing you can do is become the best version of yourself, because leadership is all about example, right? It's been said that leadership is example is the best form of leadership. I would say example is the only form of leadership. Let's just go be to close out this year too. Let's make the rest of 2024 the best of 2024. But man, when we go into 2025, let's come roaring like a lion, and let's just be the best possible version of ourselves. Let's commit to doing that, and let's go change the world. And we can do that. We can. Some of y'all don't believe me, some of you do, but we can do that. We can actually change the world, and we can show the rest of the world how to live life activated. And that's what we're all about. We're going to have a lot of fun, help a lot of people make a lot of money. And I'm so thankful you guys are along for the ride. And so I love you guys. I appreciate you, and I'll see you soon. Thanks so much. God bless.
Oh, rip. Here's a little clip. I'm not done streaming yet. We're gonna snoopity snoop. We did it. We did it. We did it. Yeah.
We did it! We did it! We did it! Yay! Always team up. We did it! Yay! Woo! Hooray! We did it!
You know what? I love myself. Even though I look like a burnt chicken nugget, I still love myself.
Also, let me thank you for the super chat earlier, Zippered Bell. I appreciate it.
I love you.
We're gonna go snooping around a little bit, and y'all can control this. This is the same. I'm going to make this a soundbite right now as well. It's so interesting. It's like the same guy who was so gentle. Is the same one who said this. Or not. What the hell? Hold on. Please hold. What is happening? Please hold. It keeps downloading them, and I'm trying to play it over here. What is happening? We'll just play it right here. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm having a few technical difficulties. Please hold. He just went on and on and on. And you know what? I can be long-winded as well. I just, I don't know. Let's see. We're going to edit QuickTime. We got our buddy here. And can we? It's okay. We'll just have a border. I don't care. This is the same guy. The exact same guy. Okay?
Negative, dull, disillusioned, thumb-sucking, whiny, crybaby, diaper division loser.
Diaper division losers. And if you want that video, go to Julie Joe's channel. This is a screen recording from that rant. A little pinned in the chat if you are signing up for the diaper division. And we're going to make this a sound bite right now because we can. So we can do two different things. Diaper division. Maybe we should just have a folder of all the fuckery that CEOs and people in MLMs have said. That's just wild. Let's see. I want this to be an MP3. There we go. Diaper division. Export. No. We are putting this on in the soundboard right meow. Hater folder coming right up. This is how I was feeling earlier.
Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits.
Okay. Diaper division. Diaper division loser reporting for duty.
Negative, dull, disillusioned, thumb-sucking, whiny, crybaby, diaper division loser.
Rock on, you chicken nugget. What? JJ made it her new member soundbite. Let's go. This is amazing. What the hell is a diaper division? I don't know. I think he's calling us babies. I used to use cloth diapers, but no pins. Spoken like a man who has no respect for people who change diapers and raise kids. Liz, yes. He was trying to, go watch the video on Julie Joe's channel. I linked to Julie Joe in the live chat, but you can just type in Julie Joe and her channel will pop up. But you can click this link as well. That was a screen grab from him addressing the haters. But I mean, kind of proud to be a diaper division loser. The same gentle, like, I want to be a good person. And Matthew 5 is super important to me. Being salt and light and all this other stuff. And then he goes and he's like, he says this.
Negative, dull, disillusioned, thumb-sucking, whiny, crybaby, diaper division loser.
Oh, also, what perspective do you have of somebody if you are using characteristics of small children to describe them? Like, kids aren't evil. That whole Zoom was a wild ride. I think he took one too many microdoses. Probably so. Brandon, you may need a nap. You know what I mean? Here's what we can do. We can be Snoopy and look at Melissa Collins. Oh my God. Okay, do you want the tea? Do you want tea? Because I want to give you the tea, and thank you to Charlene who got us the tea. But it also will make us rage, but I won't show any pictures. So you can vote 1 if you want the tea. Then we can also watch Melissa's. Also, Miss Marketing Lady hasn't posted to the Life Activated Brands channel in 4 years, but they also started a new Life Activated Brand channel where she's talking about the leader launches, and it's like you uploaded to the wrong channel. Okay, here's the tea. I'm gonna show you Melissa Collins' post. Thank you to Charlene. Hearts and hype in the chat for her. Brandon was married in 2018. Well, he was married before that, but in 2018, he was still married to his former wife Jessica. Fine. Melissa is shots have been fired because Melissa just did a post today about Brandon's kids. So we're going to read that. It's just a shitty thing to do from people talking about being the better person, being the bigger person, transforming your mind, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna airdrop this to me. And we're going to put it on screen. I'm not going to show any pics of the kids. What's up? Dude, your costume? Next level good. Next level good. Okay. Here we go. Oh, rip. This is too big. This is from today. Melissa Collins says, yeah, but you're not their real mom. Let's address this so it's clear. I went to get it checked. I am actually real. A real female human. The problem is the way some people define mother, as someone who birthed a child. However, they forget about all that comes after. Clearly based on their actions, they forgot what mothering means. Here's a strong, triggering statement. Only birth moms who know they are shitty mothers act like jealous cows to other women in their child life. I'm reading it as it's written. I'm not fixing mistakes that I didn't make. Here's the cure. Decide to step up and do better as a mother. Stop with the lame excuses or shut up and be grateful someone else is woman enough to. P.S. These are all mine, not of my womb, and I will love them and defend them in ways you cannot even think up right now. Even as adults, don't mess with my kids. I am not the one you want to go to war with. Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties. I think that bonus parents can be incredible additions to the growing up process. That being said, if we're going to be twisty about it, and if there's no danger for the child's safety, the kid does have a mom. The kid's mom's mom is Brandon's ex-wife, Jessica. So put respect on that. If there's no danger to the child from any of the birth parents. That's my conditional statement. Because holy shit, Wendy, yes. Al. Oh, like, can you... I understand if the child's parent is putting him in danger. Then you can say you're acting like whatever. Also, you don't want to do posts like that if you're in the middle of, I don't know, litigation or trying to sort out the end of a marriage. Because guess what? The screenshots will screenshot, and that's going to go into the situation before the mediator, before the judge. So good job, Melissa. The internet's forever. I don't even know. And you can have multiple moms. Exactly. And I know there's several people in my live chat who are incredible bonus parents to kids who are ethical, decent human beings. And also, if the birth parents aren't putting their kids in danger, give them, in my opinion, they deserve the respect. That's all I'm going to say. Yes. She had me for a sec when she said not just birthing people can be a mom, but then she ruined it. I agree. I know there's some incredible parents who've adopted children in the chat, and they're ethical humans, and they're good people, and they're good to their kids, and they're absolutely parents. Melissa freaking ruined it. Hello, Sherry. All right, next video. Do we want to watch? Y'all can vote. Live chat, you get to vote. Replay crew, if you want to control the stream, come to a live chat. It's a good time. We can watch the lab leader launch from Melissa Collins, or we can watch the Brandon Jessica interview with Eric Worre. Also, let me see if there's more tea. There's a post from a few years ago where Melissa is talking about her wife, and she's still in divorce proceedings with that. So, just twisty. Eric Worre. Agree. I absolutely agree. I think they are parents. I think if the birth parents are good humans and they're not harming their child, there should be a distinction about communication and saying the birth mom is the mom and the stepmom's the stepmom or bonus mom or whatever. That's just my opinion, and I could be setting my channel on fire right now. I'm not trying to offend anyone. I truly am not. And maybe that's just my like rigid rule kind of brain. It could be that. And I'm willing to change. I'm willing to pivot my position. I'm willing to pivot. Eric sounds stressful. Eric Worre. Okay, let's go. Let me switch to say hello to DC account because I wasn't in there. Rip. Rippity rip rip. There we go. Let me just double check that I'm logged into the correct thing over here. I'm not. Just please hold 1 second. Jessica would be so proud of me. This is Brandon. This is Brandon. Oh, woof. 88. Let's go. I don't know where to go. Oh, let me zoom out. Let's go. I maybe should have done here. Let me do this and make a new scene. Sorry for all the filler words. What is on right now? Bottom left is on. Copy, paste. Center, bottom, and bottom right, bottom left. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Lock, lock. Please hold. Does this still work? Yes, it does. Excellent. Overlay. Do 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 do. We did it. Oops. Here's our counter. So this is Brandon Hayes. Sorry. I will put Brandon Hayes. He's the CEO of Life Activated Brands. I think Jessica was co-CEO or co-founder. I'm working on Nightbot. So when we talk about people, I'm going to try to put shortcuts in here. So if anyone's asking, like, who is this person? Nightbot's going to tell us in live chat, just like we can do lab now. They're a little snarky. I'm also going to make one for Eric Worry because, like, we have to. We have to. My stepkid's mom was not a decent person. She chose drugs over her kids and had injured one of them, but she still birthed them and I'm sure had mental health issues, which breaks my heart for her. Yeah, I think that's why my caveat is if the birth parents, even the step parents, aren't putting the kids in danger, there's something to be said for that, in my opinion. Yeah. No, you're good. Totally dither. I think the whole thing is that they need to be respectful. Don't have to be BFFs, but color me surprised that Melissa isn't respectful. Yep. I was a stepmom. I will always be a mom. Yes, I agree, but I never wanted to replace their mom. Even though I was the only mom they knew, I explained their bio mom had issues and hopefully would get help. And I love that you were a good human and you didn't use the mom's problems as currency to, like, move up in the emotional ladder with your kid, with your kids, you know, your stepkids. I don't know. I guess I'm like, I've got opinions, even though I don't have any kids. So maybe my mind would change if I'd ever be lucky enough to get pregnant or even adopt. So again, shout out to all the ethical, kind humans who aren't harming kids in the chat. Y'all are the real MVPs. Yeah, she's toxic and is not helping to have a safe and healthy environment for the kids. Yeah, what does she say around them? God. I know that there's people in the chat who are ethical co-parents too, who maybe have hard adult discussions not in front of the kids because the kids don't need to pick sides when their safety's not in jeopardy or in question. I understand things are complex. I'm saying kudos to y'all who have adult difficult discussions with one another and don't use kids as pawns in your working through conflict as you figure out how to live lives separately and together, but respectfully, you know? I hope she's a better mom in real life than she is online for the kids because they definitely don't deserve that. And Avir is very fair, and I hope this too. This needs to be said too. I hope that Melissa is a better mom in real life than she is online. If people actually care for kids, they avoid having their own shit ruin their upbringing with more shit than is necessary. Yup. I agree. I just did something to Al. Hold on. Okay, good. I thought I banned Al, but I didn't. Sorry, technical difficulties. Oh my god, we're not gonna play now? Are you seriously not gonna play now? Please hold. Literally. Sorry, we're gonna solve this problem like we always do. What are we gonna do? Take over the world. Why do we not have sound? Did I mute it? Oh, there's a baby. Well, I will mark that out. Hold on. Copy. We're just having technical difficulties.
We appear to be having technical difficulties. We appear to be having technical difficulties. We appear to be having technical difficulties. We appear to be having technical difficulties.
RIP. Please hold. Welcome to, as Ava says, welcome to another MLM shit show. Is it good now? Why don't I have any sound? Maybe we can't watch this. Hold on. I'm going to solve this problem. That's what we do here. We solve problems.
Everybody, Eric Worre.
Chrome, I'm about to slap you. See, we're problem solvers, right? Let's go.
Here, and I'm with Brandon and Jessica Hayes. How you doing, guys?
Doing good. How are you?
I want to make sure I'm on the right page because, like last time, I did this and I did it on my main page instead of on the big page.
Shit.
I did it on my personal page instead of on the big page. So I just want to make sure.
Oh, yeah.
I actually have it on the right page. So what's the baby's name?
Anastasia Grace.
Oh,
we
God.
call her Annie Grace, AG. She has lots of names.
Anastasia looks like she is not quite ready for now.
Not at all.
Not happening.
How old is he?
She's
three.
She and okay, Eric. I am absolutely terrified of robots. I'm so sorry. I will change it. I will do it in Baby Snark. I'll do it in Baby Snark, okay?
We appear to be having technical difficulties.
I'll record it and I'll change it. I'm so sorry. I think they used to go by the Freedom Couple. Oh, RIP. I'm trying to cover the baby up, okay? I will have a sensor PNG. Images. I have a sensor now. All right. I will put a sensor up just so we have it. We appear to be having technical difficulties. What? An AVIF file? What are y'all doing? Sorry. I thought I knew how to stream and then I started streaming. Can we do a W? Yeah, there we go. I will do this for the child when the child comes on screen. Okay. Where did we go? Oh, there we go. Sorry. No. I'm struggling for some reason. Forget it. All right. Sorry.
Months now, but she was 2 months premature. So ideally, using month, right?
Yeah, she wants to have a little extra time.
Yeah.
Good for her. Well, hey, listen, for those of you who are watching, do me a favor and let us know, because I know Brandon wants to know, and I don't know Jessica wants to know, and I know Anastasia wants to know, and I want to know who you are, where you're connecting from. I love seeing, all the different people connected from different countries, different states, different areas, wherever. So kind of connect with us and let us know that. And we're going to be talking today about how do you build as a couple? How do you do that? Because who's right?
Me.
Between the two of you, who's right? Who
is there more
who
tea?
holds the family together while you're growing the organization? How do you communicate through all that stuff? Let's get some bio stuff out of the
We're taking a pivot. Okay. There's more tea. All right. You want more tea, right? I want more tea. This is subscriber only content. That bless you, Charlene, for sending this to us. Subscriber only content. I know you want the next chapter of the story and for me to spill the tea on how Brandon and I went from best friends to soul life partners. I'm going to rage after this, and I'm sorry if it makes me a bad person. Like I know you do because you messaged me and I void the questions. And I'm working on writing it and determining which parts I feel pulled to share and which parts belong to me alone. I cannot do it until after my mediation on the 31st. I'm hoping and praying that I get an actual divorce this time after 3 years of nonsense. The tea on that. Yes, I asked her to leave after 2 years solid of trying to work on it. Things were not good since before 2020, before lab, and before I ever met Brandon. He is in no shape or way the reason I left her. I am in no shape or way the reason he's divorced either. That's a messed up narrative that was going around by people who know absolutely nothing about us or the timing of when we became something more than close friends. I built her a 6-figure residual income she chose to destroy with her vile social media attacks. I signed over my Jeep to her. I paid off her debts before she left. The story I left her with nothing is so absurd, it's insane. There's more. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure it flies in from the bottom. The story I left her with nothing is absurd. It's insane. We had no children together, no property, and it was a short-term marriage. There's literally nothing to fight over, and yet here I am, still legally married because she won't sign. Still getting to see people I thought were friends say gross things about me, gross untrue lies in the comments of her posts. It's sad that people so desperately need a villain in their story. All that to say, I don't resent her. I'm not even mad. I understand her anger. I said forever, and then I changed my mind. Which people can change their minds at any point. I take no issue with that. I take full responsibility for that. Maybe one day I'll fully explain why I changed my mind, and maybe I won't. There's a lot of facets to that story, and what holds me back is the understanding that the full truth might be hurtful to people I don't even know. Why would you care? It's a lot, let's just say that. What do you mean? She said, maybe one day I'll fully explain why I changed my mind, and maybe I won't. There's a lot of facets to that story, and what holds me back. There's a lot of facets to that story. And what holds me back is the understanding that the full truth might be hurtful to people I don't even know. It's a lot, let's just say that. What? What? Anyway, that's all I'm going to say for now. Please lift me up in prayer for the 31st, that this finally ends and I'm free in all ways. If you feel like you want to, please also pray for her peace, that she can finally let go of what she thought was and move forward happily. Woof. The tea is teeing. Can I, just from the Brandon, I'm going to say this without knowing anything. It is interesting. We just watched a live stream tonight on the Zoom call that we snuck into where Brandon says, don't mess with people's ego, don't mess with their money, don't mess with their marriage. And then we see an interesting development within Lab where he was working with Jessica, his wife, and with Melissa Collins really closely. And then all of a sudden, Jessica goes silent, is not in Lab anymore, and Melissa's with Brandon. I'm not going to say anything nefarious happened. My ears are perked up because Brandon seemed to have a lot to say about marriage shit. And then we see an interesting development. Just interesting. That's it. We can go back to being snoopity snoopers. We're almost to 100? What? Let's go.
How long have you guys been involved in the network marketing profession? How many years?
A combined 20 years. So I've been in network marketing for 8 years, and he's been in for 13 now. Yeah. So he had started when he was 18. He's 31 now, and yeah.
You got started a few years later?
Yes. So I got started when I was 23.
Like, how long you guys been together?
We've been together now
since 2000.
7 years. Yeah.
Okay, so you got involved before you met.
Oh yeah. I had an organization before we got together.
Well,
so they were married. They were together for a long time. And I'm not saying you can't decide that you're not good together after a long time. That's fine. My ears are perked up. That's all I'm saying. My ears are perked up. And Melissa's past behavior speaks for itself. Woof. Yup. We can see kind of a consistent behavioral pattern. Then all of these other events happen. And then you have a lot of questions. I certainly have a shit ton of questions. Interesting, Tiff. Oh. See, behind MLM review when Lab opened. Y'all, if you're on the replay crew, pop open the live chat and see these awesome links that we're linking. Oh, I need to make one for Eric Worry. Hey Siri, stop. Dear God.
Funny story. It wasn't actually before we met. We met when we were little kids.
our love life intertwines with our network marketing career.
Yeah, we've got a cool love story. But we met when we were little kids.
Oh my gosh.
This is the couple.
This is what life looks like.
This is the networker
Oh my gosh.
life.
They're mowing our yard right now.
Our lawn people just showed up, and our dogs are going nuts.
All right,
Wow.
1 second.
Yeah,
You
go
talk.
take care of them.
Tell us the story. Go ahead. Tell us the story.
We met when we were little kids. And, we met on a mission trip actually, and we didn't really talk again until one of her family members, which
We do get to play the flute.
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
No.
Can I pet that dog?
No, he's
Can I
sleeping.
pet that dog? Can I pet that dog?
You can go to sleep.
No, I can't go see because I ain't talking to that dog and I'm doing it right now.
No.
Oof alert. Play.
has also been on the GoPro stage. One of her family members showed up in my organization, and that's how we got reconnected. So I started working with some of her family, and a couple of them became some big time players inside of our organization, and we had a lot of fun. Man, we ran hard, and then she showed up at a meeting one day, and of course I remember kids. That's how we got reconnected, and so we started building. She was building her own organization and crushing it. She was doing great. Yeah.
Is the back
Of course,
of the
I saw her.
okay?
I'm just kidding.
And combined, who?
I'm gonna do my best to cover the baby if it's turned around. If she's turned around, if the back of her head, I'm just gonna leave it up.
Who combined? What's been your best year in earnings?
Sorry, we got a bad connection there. What was the question?
Combined, what's been your best year in earnings?
Combined best year in earnings is what, close to 300 probably?
Yeah.
Yeah, 300.
About 300,000, so 25,000 a month.
Yeah.
Working from home, raising a family, couple young kids, in love.
Young kid, 2 dogs.
No, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you guys as a couple young kids.
Yeah.
I guess we're still kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got a dog, a baby, and a business.
Yes.
So let me ask a question of Jessica. How do you balance it?
It's I think I have to say that I feel like we do a great job at balancing each other, and especially 2018 has been a crazy balance just because we spent the first 6 weeks in the NICU, right? And trying to build a business, have a relationship with each other, take care of the dogs when we were 2 hours away. But balance really, we both put in 100% efforts each. And I think that's what really keeps us balanced the most is, he can tell when I'm getting a little overwhelmed. And so he'll step up a little bit. I can tell when he's getting a little overwhelmed. So, I'll step up a little bit. And, that's really what it's been about. We have a schedule, we bookend our day, and, having all of that just really keeps us somewhat sane. I can't say completely sane, but it keeps us somewhat sane to where we can keep charging.
You got to be a little crazy to be a network marketing professional, right?
That's right.
Yeah, but
tell me what bookending your day means.
Yeah. So we have a morning meeting. So we run our life like a business. We have a morning meeting. We start our day with positive affirmations that we created. Now we're in the process of creating some positive affirmations for Annie Grace too, that we'll read to her until she can read them herself, or until she can recite them herself. And then, and of course we'll have her help when she can help. But, so that's, we believe that one of our mentors taught us that you can't really control what happens in the middle of the day.
That's right.
You can't. Pop quizzes come up. You're always prepared for the test in life, but the teacher walks in and says pop quiz, and you realize you weren't prepared for the pop quiz, and that's kind of the point. So that happens throughout our day, and it happens to everyone. They got kids, they got the honey-do list, the project at work that's due. They got all these things that keep them, that create surprises throughout the middle of their day. But what you can
It's interesting. He sounds similar. I'm going to play this at 1.25.
control is how you start your day and how you finish your day.
Oh my God. We're listening to Brandon Stevens, who is long-winded as hell. Oh my God.
And so we're big fans of teaching our people and us doing it ourselves to start strong and finish strong. And so we teach people to get a start strong routine, which we have, and a finish strong routine. So and that includes all areas of your life too, not just business, but taking control of the bookends, in regards to every other aspect.
Yeah, I don't either. Off said, sorry, I don't want to treat a romantic partner like a coworker. That's such a good such a good point. And yeah. Same. If my husband wanted to have morning meetings, is the morning meetings over a delicious pastry and like drinking coffee and I don't know, planning out the day and hopefully the weather's not hot as hell and maybe we take the dog for a walk or something and then go watch a movie. I don't know. Is that the morning meeting? Because I don't think so. It is I don't know. Gross. And again, some of that there's some positive affirmations that some parents have their kids say that's like really cool. I'm concerned that they do the manifestation profit type of manifestation words where affirmation words where it's not like I'm exactly who I'm supposed to be and I'm a loving, kind human and I have good boundaries and I can communicate those boundaries to others because I have practiced using my words and I can speak up when I need help or whatever it is. I just made that up, obviously, and it wasn't that good. But you could have positive affirmations that are healthy ways to remind a kid that they can advocate for themselves or stuff like that. I don't know if Brandon and Jessica's affirmations are healthy. They have another kid, I think. Let me look at this picture. They have another kid. I'm looking at these pictures. Yeah, they have an older kid because Melissa... Wait, Melissa has kids too? I don't know. I'm confused. I know Melissa doesn't have kids with her wife. The T, I don't know. But this isn't Melissa, and I think Jessica and Brandon have an older kid. So I don't think maybe Anastasia is the oldest. This is back in 2018 when they did this video with Eric Worre.
Their life too.
Yeah.
When do you typically start?
Well,
Oh, in the morning? Yeah.
well, that depends on her.
Yeah.
That depends on when she's waking up in the middle of the night. But usually, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning is, we're both usually awake then, unless it's been a rough night, right? But usually 7, 8 in the morning is when we start, at least as of the last, few months, that's been our routine. But we'll go till, midnight, 1 a.m.
Yeah.
And so, she's got to where she'll sleep a good, 5-6 hour session. And that's when we sleep. So we just pray that.
Sleep is super important for your mental health, for your physical health, for your stress management. It's surprising how many people in MLM give up sleep. And nobody in MLM really is talking about mental health in a positive way. They're exploiting mental health for profit purposes. Amare, I'm looking at you.
Actually sleep through the whole thing. And so that's we start 7, 8 a.m. and then we rock and roll.
Do you have are your affirmations extremely private or would you be willing to share them?
No, we share them with people all the time. In fact, we've done a video. We did a Facebook Live. Video quality is horrible, but we we got.
Do you have them memorized? Do you have them with you?
Memorized. I've got it over here.
I don't.
if you'd be willing to share with everybody what they are, if you could do it in a generic form,
Yeah, we can. And there's no name dropping or anything. But we actually got these from another mentor of mine and just tweaked them a little bit. And we're actually, like I said, right now in the process of creating some new ones. You may have heard some of these before, but you want me to just read them to you?
Yeah, if you don't
No
mind.
shit.
So, and at the top of it says positive affirmations for winners. And so I'm a winner, not a loser. I charge through obstacles. I'm so strong that nothing can disturb my peace of mind. I'm talking health, happiness, and prosperity to every person that I meet. I'm making all my friends feel that there is something special about them. I'm looking at the sunny side of everything and making my optimism come true. I'm thinking only of the best, working only for the best, and expecting only the best. I'm just as enthusiastic about the success of others as I am about my own. I'm forgetting the mistakes of the past and pressing on to the greater achievements of the future. I'm wearing a cheerful countenance at all times, giving every living creature I meet a smile. I'm giving so much time.
You're giving every living creature a smile? What about this? What about this fun little video? I'm trying to find stuff. Image. Let me delete some of these. Is this it? Oh yeah.
Negative, dull, disillusioned, thumb-sucking, whiny, crybaby, diaper division loser.
Is your affirmation working here? Is that good? Is that good? Because we're not going to be a diaper division loser? Diaper division loser reporting for duty. Brandon.
Of myself that I have no time to criticize others. I'm too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble. I'm a winner, not a loser. My skin is 2 inches thick and I'm unstoppable. I always move forward and charge through any obstacles that stand in the way of my success. I'm a winner. And then we're like shouting this in the morning. Yeah. And at the end I go.
Do you do it together? Do you do it independently?
No, we chant it together. Like it's like a morning chant.
I love that. Do this. Instead of him reading it, I want you to do it like you do it in the mornings for everybody.
Oh my God.
Do
it again.
We might scare her.
Yeah.
I'm a winner, not a loser. I charge through obstacles. I'm so strong that nothing can disturb my peace of mind. I'm talking health, happiness, and prosperity.
An example of choosing to do MLM shit above taking care of your kid. Yeah, he's holding her to the side. But we're just gonna yell because Eric Worre told us to? What? He's trying to hold her away so, like, she doesn't get disturbed because they're yelling. Why didn't you say, let me go put my baby down so that we don't disturb her? We're just gonna do it because Eric Worre asked us to.
Every person that I meet, I'm making all my friends feel that there's something special about them. I'm looking at the sunny side of everything and making my optimism come true. I'm thinking only of the best, working only for the best. And
the baby's crying. The baby's crying. The baby's crying. Oh my God. Oh my God. You're just being a judgy person, DC. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. Just because I don't have kids doesn't mean I can say, something feels wrong here. You can hear the... Boy. I'm uncomfortable too. What the hell? If you don't know, the guy holding the baby is the guy that we just listened to on the Zoom call. The same guy that said this.
Negative, dull, disillusioned, thumb-sucking, whiny, crybaby, diaper division loser.
That guy, Brandon Hayes.
Expecting only the best. I'm just as enthusiastic about the success of others as I am about my own. I'm forgetting the mistakes of the past and pressing on to the greater achievements of the future. I'm wearing a cheerful countenance at all times and giving every living creature I meet a smile. I'm giving so much time to the improvement of myself that I have no time to criticize others. I'm too large for worry, too noble for anger, too
I don't have time to criticize others.
Negative, dull, disillusioned, thumb-sucking, whiny, crybaby, diaper division loser.
I guess we're not doing
For fear.
I guess we're not doing that affirmation anymore because he's established the diaper division losers.
And too happy to permit the presence of trouble. I'm a winner, not a loser. My skin is 2 inches thick, and I am unstoppable. I always move forward and charge through any obstacles that stand in the way of my success. I'm a winner.
Woo! I love it.
Can't help but get a little energized after it.
We're almost at
super
100
awesome.
likes. Holy
If you don't
shit.
mind, would you mind at some point typing that into the comments below?
Yeah,
So people can modify it on their own. And if you get value from this, or if you think
I understand being able to balance out feedback and parse through what's meaningful and what's not. There's some feedback from people that is cuts to the core, but should you let it? But in this whole process of leaving a multi-level marketing company, when I was in MLM, I was told to silence my gut and just push through and do it even when it's hard. And leaving MLM, getting back in tune with listening to my body and listening to my gut. Obviously, that's not my compass, but I know there are some things that I can say, like, this is wrong. And having the 2-inch skin feels like I'm going to keep barging through and not and continue silencing my gut about stuff. So it's a little bit twisty for me. Listening to this is twisty, and they say it every single day. Every single day. Wow. Hi, Brittany.
people get value from this, show your love for these guys in the comments, likes, comments, shares, all that stuff. Especially share this for somebody that might need to see it or see the unity of what can happen when a couple comes together, becomes that power couple in business and kind of takes charge of the day. I love that, taking charge of the day. So here's what I'd like to do. I'd like each of you to kind of share a secret of your success. And then I'd like to go to ask to some questions from the viewers and have them ask some questions of either one of you. So for those of you who are watching this, post a question below to either Brandon or Jessica or both. And I'll kind of curate that and throw it up to either one of them. And
yes,
while I also want to mention, while you're thinking about that question that you want to ask, and feel free to ask any question, nothing's off limits. Just so long as it's not a company specific question or a product specific question.
Or what color I'm wearing.
Yeah. The other thing I want to mention is that these guys are going to be at our Most Powerful Women in Network Marketing event that's coming up April 13th through the 15th.
I think that Jessie Lee spoke at this event. This was filmed in 2018. I think Jessie Lee spoke at this event. I don't know if Aaron remembers or not, but
it's just a few weeks away. If you want to learn more about that, on either getting a ticket or a live streaming ticket or just finding out more about it, type the word power into the comments below. Just try it out. Type the word power into the comments.
Have y'all seen Savvy Writes Books' most recent unschooling video? Because I thought it was really good. And if you haven't ever heard or watched Savvy Writes Books, I might have just accidentally said Savvy Loves Books, but Savvy Writes Books. Savvy is an incredibly intelligent, thoughtful creator who does essay style videos that are really well researched. And Savvy's most recent unschooling video I thought was incredible. It was a great video. Aaron was there too. Oh my God. So did this do you remember if Jessica spoke there?
below, and we'll send you a little link. A little link will show up in your Facebook Messenger that'll show you all the information. So just type the word power, you'll get all the information, and we'll go from there, okay? So power, 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 power. Jessica, go with you first, and then Brandon, you second, as far as you know, a tip, an idea, a life lesson, something that's worked for you in network marketing, and then we'll go to some questions.
Absolutely. So I think one of the biggest breakthroughs you could say that I've ever had in my business, it didn't happen early on. It actually just happened, in the last couple of years, which was understanding myself and who I was and what I was capable of, what my personality was. And I always knew I was, I have a big personality. Like when you look at my personality on paper, I'm 90% red. I've got a little, my yellow is like next on me, but it's like down at like 60% when you look at it on the chart, right? And my blue and green is very slim. Like I don't really have much of that in me. So it's all work for me, pretty much, is what that means. And people get frustrated because they're like, you never want to have fun. And I'm like, I want to have fun if it's business related and we're making money. That's what I want to do. But I think that when I started to study myself, when I started to understand who I was and what my strengths were, what even my weaknesses were, that when I understood those things.
What did she just say? I'm sorry, I need to rewind it.
Yellow is like next on me, but it's like down at like 60% when you look at it on the chart, right? And my blue and green is very slim. Like I don't really have much of that in me. So it's all work for me, pretty much, is what that means. And people get frustrated because they're like, you never want to have fun. And I'm like, I want to have fun if it's business related and we're making money. That's what
I remember when I was in MLM, when I was in Mary Kay, and even in Young Living, it was all about the business all the time. And I can get that way too because I'm neurospicy. But having left it and still trying to figure out what balance looks like, I feel like this mindset can be really unhealthy. That she's saying, I want to have fun as long as it's business related. What about coffee? Oh, is that a recruiting opportunity? Okay, what about taking your kid to the playground? Oh, is that a recruiting opportunity to talk to other moms? Oh, what about going on vacation? Oh, you're going to show that it's a lifestyle that you can afford because of your MLM. Like, God, it seeps into everything. It sounds exhausting now. After having been out, it sounds exhausting.
Want to do. But I think that when I started to study myself, when I started to understand who I was and what my strengths were, what even my weaknesses were, that when I understood those things, I had more confidence in myself to really push forward. And if you ask our team, like they saw that transition happen. It was right at a year and a half ago, I think, when I was making that transition. And they saw it happen. They saw me step out and get a little bit more bold in, my beliefs, a little more bold in my leading skills, my leadership. And when that happened, it really changed the dynamics, I feel like, of our entire organization. It did. And it even made us stronger, just as business builders, our personal relationship. I didn't, and I don't say this in a negative way, but I didn't like cower to, your thoughts and your opinions anymore. Like I challenged him. And I think that was what made it so much more powerful, is that, I became more of a side-by-side business partner for you rather than just someone you were just having to like drag along, which is what it had sort of been the prior years. I was working and I was doing what I thought I could, but I didn't want to step on anyone's toes. But when I realized who I was, I realized that stepping on toes was kind of okay, in the right way, in a positive way. And so, yeah, that was my biggest breakthrough that I've ever had in network marketing, was understanding myself. And then, of course, that leads into understanding other people and giving other people room to grow. And so biggest breakthrough there, biggest tip I can give you is that if you've never taken a personality test, if you don't know your DISC assessment, they seem like piddly little things to do. They seem like, your little quizzes that you take on Facebook. But if you'll dig into it and really read it to understand yourself, they're powerful, extremely powerful. And they can change the perspective of everything. They can change the direction of your future, if you'll allow it to.
Yeah, I'll attest. Yeah, I'll attest to what she said too. Her self-image has drastically improved, and it's been refreshing. And I think that's super important for people to understand. I'll tell you, I actually said this on at the GoPro event. I said this on GoPro stage, and I'm so excited because I've never gotten the chance to speak at the most powerful women in network marketing event, but for obvious reasons. But Thank you for putting a couples panel together because I'm excited to speak at that event. But at GoPro, I spoke and I said I gave two of my big secrets away, and I have obviously some great tactics and training things that we could talk about, but none of those matter in my opinion if you don't make these two commitments that I think are super important, that are sort of foundational concepts. They're a little bit more abstract, but they're foundational concepts to doing everything else. So the first one is never let anyone outwork you, meaning. This is not easy, man, but like you're going to go through some battles but you know what? Going through a battle is okay. In fact, if you're not going through battles, then you're probably walking the wrong way. Yeah. And so I know that there are people.
If you're not going through battles, you're probably walking the wrong way. This whole mindset that I know life is difficult for people, but to not enjoy the good times or the easy times because something's probably wrong because you should be going through hardships. And then that mindset, when you lose and lose and lose and lose in multi-level marketing, it's like a confirmation bias that, oh, I'm doing the right thing because I'm going through trials. And it's like, no, your upline continues to profit because you continue to buy inventory and they get paid immediately once you press the enter button on that order from the company. And most people lose money, don't make any money, or go into debt in multi-level marketing. Not 70% lose, not 80% lose, not 90% lose. Back in the day in the John M. Taylor study, I think in 2011, it was over 99% of people are losing in multi-level marketing. So it's well over 95% in 2024. I'm glad they're taking care of their kid. I don't like that they decided and didn't stand up to Eric Worre when he said, can y'all just shout it like you normally do? Hey, no, our baby's right here. We're taking care of our kid, and shouting isn't something that we're going to do right now. But they were like, we're going to do it anyways.
Or watching this right now that have challenges with their spouse or challenges with their people or their team or whatever. But listen, that's called life. It's not what happens to you. It's how you respond to what happens to you. Your circumstances don't define you. They just reveal you. And so that's number one. Number one is just be willing to outwork the next person and be willing to, be your own best competition and look to outwork yourself from yesterday.
Not everything is a competition. Not everything is a sports competition. It's just not. And sometimes as you listen to your body, you don't outwork yourself from yesterday. Sometimes you say, for my mental health, I can do one or two hard things, and I'm going to see how that stress impacts me tomorrow. And if it doesn't damage my mental health, then I can slowly increase things if I have to continue doing hard things. Here's a great question. What happens if I do this tomorrow? What happens if I do this tomorrow? Oh, nothing. You can do it tomorrow. Cool. I'm going to spread stuff out because my mental health is important, and I'm going to preserve and promote my emotional well-being. You never hear that in multi-level marketing. You never hear preserve and promote my emotional well-being. You just don't. Also, are there two of y'all who can like the stream?
Right. And so that's number one. Number two is never let anyone outlast you, which simply means just don't quit. Man, it's in a society where commitment is lacking in a big, big way.
Commitment is lacking. Who are you? Do y'all remember Simone Biles is one of the most decorated gymnasts of all time and is at the top of her game. And I think it was Michaela who dissed the entire gymnastics team on an interview, saying that they're essentially lazy and they don't know how to work hard anymore. And I'm not going to go into this conversation because it's very triggering for a lot of people, but gymnasts standing up and being safe in practice and then also getting the gold in the all around aren't gymnasts being lazy. Quitting isn't bad or lazy or wrong. Correct.
there's I always say when somebody quits somebody, their team, well, first of all, I say, well, if they quit your team, that means they quit my team too. So I'm in the same boat with you. We're in the same boat. But here's the deal is that I'm not surprised when people quit. It doesn't throw me off, and it never.
Here's another thing. You can do hard things that are healthy for your body. That are healthy. Quitting can be healthy. Quitting can help your mental health. Quitting can help you financially. Pivoting is something anybody can do at any time for any reason. One of the tricky parts of being in a high control group on the destructive side of influence for organizations, they try to make it that you have no legitimate reason to leave. And they will discredit you. They'll discredit your mindset, saying that quitting is for losers and you should be able to leave. That's on the constructive and the healthy side of influence. On the constructive side for organizations, there's egalitarianism, there's checks and balances, there's informed consent. You retain your individuality and diversity. The means create the end. They encourage growth. And again, you're free to leave at any time.
Because people quit everything. They quit college, they quit school, they quit.
Oh, let me do the giveaway. Where's our squirrel? Do we have our squirrel? Sorry, I haven't been good with the squirrel making. I'm looking for some squirrels. Here's our squirrel. Tell me about a time in the comments when you quit something for good. For the good of your health, for the good of your whatever, for the good of your life. Tell me about a time you quit in the chat. Not in the chat, in the comment section. When the stream's done, tell me about that time and put a heart, any color heart that you want next to what you're typing in the comments. We got 100? Oh, let's go.
We did it! We did it! We did it! Yay! Always team up.
What's up?
Yay! Woo! Hooray!
We did it. All right, so that's the instructions. Hello, Captive Desk. We had a great conversation in Al's chat this morning, like all the live chat. And if you don't know Al, Al kind of started chatting more on the Tunnel Lady streams, but has since been in a lot of our live chats. But Al has a channel, and it's kind of the ranges for a lot of different things. But I'll link Al. But Captive Desk, I ran into in Al's chat earlier. Hello, Alexis. The team was forced to forfeit because not enough players for the rest of the season. You're good, Tiff.
They quit everything. And I always say, guys, dogs bark and quitters quit. And so I don't get surprised when our dogs bark.
Dogs bark and quitters quit. You chicken nugget.
You know what? I love myself. Even though I look like a burnt chicken nugget, I still love myself.
You chicken nugget. God, chicken nuggets in the chat for Brandon. Quitters quit and dogs bark. Oh my God.
When the yard people come, and I also don't get surprised when people quit, in a society that there's lots of quitters at everything. So, but I knew I wasn't going to quit. I knew that I was just going to see my dreams and goals and my family's future. I knew I was going to see it through. On the nights when everything wasn't easy and it was hard, I had to have a level of commitment that said, you know what, and it was really hard because I didn't have a wife and daughter yet, right? So I had to say this when I was younger. I said, listen, my future wife and daughter, whoever that ends up being, are going to be thankful that, I'm willing to do some stuff that maybe some kids my age are not willing to do right now. And, it's not fun right now, but it'll be a lot more fun when I can stay at home all day with my wife and daughter, and hang out with them throughout the day. So number one is never let anyone outwork you. Number two is never let anyone outlast you.
I love it.
Oh,
and I guess we're going to go some questions in 1 second, but I guess there's some issues with our little bot system with the word power below. So I'm going to give you the link for the most powerful women in network marketing on screen in just one moment.
Here is. Here's Eric Ward.
All right. So if you go to networkmarketingpro.com/women, you'll be able to get all the information. Okay. So just make sure you get that information. Whether it's a live stream ticket or a live ticket, it's going to be amazing. Thousands of women from all over the world coming in, sharing their ideas, couples panel, social media. We're going to be talking about all different kinds of things. But we're going to go to some questions. You ready for some rapid fire questions?
Do it.
All right. Let's see what we got here.
If you don't know who's talking right now, we listened to Brandon Hayes earlier on. This guy over there, Eric Worre, is I'm making these short little things so like people know who's talking. But Eric Worre makes money in a parasitic way, in my opinion, because he makes money trying to teach multi-level marketers how to multi-level market better. He charges $25,000 for his masterminds. He charges a smaller amount for other trainings. His GoPro event is one of them, and then he funnels them into more and more and more expensive trainings. He's also the one that took advantage, in my opinion, of Jesse Lee Ward's passing away. He is the ultimate chicken nugget, and I have zero respect for him, and I don't know him in real life, and I don't have to. He puts enough content out there for me to say, like, thank God I will never run into him in real life. The benefits of the upline to say.
Nelson says,
whoops, let me move myself.
What's the first or best thing a spouse can start to do to support you in your business?
Is to, I would say the first thing or the best thing, it depends on the spouse, right? It depends on the relationship. Do you have an answer to this before I can just, go?
Yeah, I got an answer. The answer is believe.
There you go.
You know, if Jessica wasn't building the business with me, that would be okay.
Yeah.
I would still do it. But I would ask that she just believe in me, because if I have her in my corner, if I have her as my biggest fan and my champion, you know, then I know that I could go out and do this. If I had her, you know, it's like Jim Rohn talks about. If the man leaves the house and all day long, you know, he can feel the warm caress of his wife's arms around him, he's unstoppable, right? And that's vice versa too. You know, for women, the same thing. You know, so here's how you accomplish that. If I can give a tip, you know, for those, and I know that some of you have spouses that are probably not supportive, and you're thinking, man, you guys are so lucky that you build it together, and this is like your dream, and you want to do this. But the reality is that it doesn't happen for everybody, and that's okay. Yeah. Some of you just are going to have to go prove yourself a little bit before that belief happens. But one thing that you can do is ask for the belief, and you can get them bought in.
Ask for the belief. Honore, what's the first? You know what? Something that was hard to process but was really important when I was in MLM was the profit and loss that I refused to look at when I was in both my MLMs. And if I had done that earlier on, God, I wish I would have woken up faster. I really do. I really do. And that's something that it's hard to think about your spouse supporting you by saying, we need to do a profit and loss. That would be actual support. This age like
not
milk.
Necessarily to network marketing maybe in the beginning, or not necessarily even to the idea that you can make money with network marketing, but you can get them bought into the idea of you guys' dream lifestyle. So start there, help them start dreaming a little bit and create some goals together, you know, create some, we call it reality building, you know, go reality building together and say, what would life be like if this were to happen? And do that together. And that will start the process of getting them at least on page with believing in you, or on pace with believing with you.
That's right.
And I will tell you that a lot of it just comes from lack of results. If you want to get some support, go make some money.
That's right.
Oh my God.
You know, if you work some, you know, government job that doesn't fulfill you, you get supported by your spouse because you're bringing home some dollars.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Not because they believe in your government job that that you hate.
It's so funny. People always say, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. I say, baloney, man. You work. Listen, no matter what. And guess what? If you don't love what you do, then you still got to work, right? You still got
Sorry.
Results, right? You got to work one way or the other in order to survive.
Sorry if you're watching this. I'm trying to put the sensor up on the baby when it's bigger. They're just showing the back of the head, but I'm doing my best to censor the baby live, and it's just a whole thing. So sorry about that.
Yeah. But go get some results. I mean, you can make that happen. All right, let's bounce to Brian, who asks, how much of social media do you guys use to grow your business and how?
We actually use a hybrid method, man. We use social media to connect with people, and that's our sole source right now of connecting with people. Just because we've been like out of the loop and out of the community with a newborn who's a preemie, but social media is a great source to connect with a lot of people. There's 1 billion people on Facebook. Why not use it to connect with people? But we still grind with face to face, and I think that you have to really be to make the masses successful.
I wonder what multi-level marketing company she's in, if she's even in any of them. I wonder if they're splitting the profits of the company since she founded Lab with Brandon. I'm just curious. I'm super curious. I'm trying to figure my life out. Please hold. It is a fresh baby. Alexis, I think you would have lost it earlier. Eric Worre asked them to chant their affirmations like they normally do in the morning. Brandon's holding the baby all the way to the side, and they're yelling as loud as they can their affirmations because Eric Worre asked them to. And it's okay, put your baby's ear health to the side because we're just going to yell for Eric Worre.
You can't lose what has always been done, what's been proven. And I think social media is powerful. I don't think that you want to rely only on social media.
Can I piggyback off of it?
Yes.
Because here's how I say it, and this analogy usually helps.
Oh, my wife was finishing a statement, but I can't really let her do that, so I'm going to talk over her. But I'm going to pretend to ask. But she's going to say yes every time. Okay. What a chicken nugget move. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I missed that. It was awful. Yeah, pay no mind to the baby's eardrum still adjusting to life outside of the womb. Yeah, we don't give a fuck about that.
People. Before the nail gun came around, people always had to rely on the hammer and the nail. That's how they built, a house or a structure. And that was a great way to build a house and a structure. And it still is, by the way.
Have you log cabins? Don't the log cabins, isn't it fitting it together and you're cutting into the wood and no nails? What do I know? Nothing.
It's still a fantastic way to build anything beautiful. Then the nail gun came around and...
oh my God. Has he never seen Amish woodworking or the woodworking where even their puzzle boxes but there's furniture too. Even Japanese way of making homes. It's the wood, you cut into the wood and it fits together like puzzle pieces and it's super strong. That's okay. I don't know. Whatever stories, that's fine. Live your life.
They started saying, man, this new nail gun thing is pretty cool. Let's use that. However, there is a caveat here. The nail gun can, if you don't know how to use it properly and you don't have the instruction manual or no one mentored you and taught you how to use the nail gun, then chances are you're going to end up shooting yourself in the foot and have to go to the emergency room. Now, if you learn how to use it properly, can you do some things more effectively, more efficiently? Yes, you can. You can build more structures in a shorter period of time, probably more stable. But every once in a while, even if you're an expert nail gun user, every once in a while, for delicate areas of the structure, for nooks and crannies, you're still going to use the hammer and nail. Yeah. And so now...
Do you even know how to build shit? Number one, have we heard of a brad nailer? Number two, maybe he thinks a brad nailer is the same thing as a nail gun. We don't know. Oh yeah, igloos, teepee, log cabin. Andy's Web coming in hot with the debunking. Dovetail joints and furniture. Yes, Alexis. Joinery is the term in woodworking. Thank you, Lady Miter Saw. Also, do you have a channel? Because I'll subscribe. And it's a lot of fun. My dad does woodworking and I don't know all the terms. Nooks and crannies can't use hammer and nail as there's no room to swing the hammer. Get 'em, Tiff.
The good news is we don't have to shoot ourselves in the foot because people like Eric Worre and some others have taken the time to create, courses that, teach you how to use the nail gun properly. And that's the instruction manual. So yeah, that's the analogy is both are great tools, and tools can be constructive. They can also be destructive if you don't know how to apply them properly. Right. But that's kind of how I think about, how we build social media, online versus offline. And like she said, it's sort of a hybrid method for us.
Yeah.
Love it. Colleen asks, what is your best advice to get people to attend events you create, or I suppose events that your company is putting on? Use a platform you like that you've had success with? I mean, what's your process for doing that?
You hammer it in, man, daily.
I'll give you the AAA approach.
Go for it.
Here's the deal: is you've got to.
When I look at relationships, sometimes I notice a power imbalance, and that can be financial. That can be emotional, whatever. That can be physical. It is so interesting watching these power couples where the guy has more of the power in the relationship and just talks over his partner over and over and over again. I'm sick of it. Maybe one of these is I'm a woodworker. I love that. I'm a woodworker. That's so cool. Do you ever watch, I don't know if you like legal stuff, but Law and Lumber, he's a woodworker too, but he's also a lawyer. And during the Johnny Depp trial, he was talking about how wood grain, because in the trial, the bed breaking and stuff like that. And he was kind of debunking what was said during the trial because he was showing how wood breaks and stuff like that. Anyways, he has a cool channel.
You've got to get people's attention, man. Mm-hmm. And you talk about this in your book, and you talk about it all the time. There's a massive difference between promoting and just announcing. Yes. So part of promotion is announcing. That's the first A. But most people stop there. They don't go past announcing. They say the event's going to happen at this time or this place. They post it on Facebook and they call a few people and say, hey, these are the details for the event. But you've got to get past, just announcing, and you've got to get some emotion stirred up. Emotion, Tony Robbins talks about, causes motion, right? You get people's emotions stirred up and get them fired up a little bit, and they're more likely to come. What you want to do is not just like you want to be Don King. John Wesley said, if you set yourself on fire, people will come from miles away to watch you burn. If you're not excited about getting to the event, chances are they won't be either. Right. And so with a little bit of enthusiasm and with a little bit of passion.
So it looks like Jessica is a realtor now, which is cool. Like, it's not an MLM. Unless she works for eXp Realty, then that is an MLM. But it doesn't look like she's part of eXp Realty, which is great. Good for her for getting out. Unless she's still in. I need more friends, apparently. I'm short a few contacts for a project I'm doing. Who wants to solidify a solid friendship that I haven't already texted or called, asking for your phone, email, and address? This is for my personal database. Never know when I might send you a little gift. Literally, I'm short like 3 people. That sounds like MLM shit. Yeah, she's doing realty. Interesting. I'm being a nosy Nelly because I don't know what the hell's going on with the whole feud.
Pound your fist on the table and say, listen, you can't afford not to go to this event. I can't let you not show up at this event. It would be detrimental to your future. Yeah. Listen, we got to get you there. Right. And then another little tip or trick is to assign them a task. Say, listen, I need you. Like people don't typically like to be helped, but they do love to help. That's our ego at work. And so if you say, listen, I need your help. I need somebody. Can you be there at the event to do ABC? Right? That's a little tip or trick just to help encourage people to be there. If they feel like they're needed at the event, they're more likely to show up.
Absolutely. So it's not just announce, it's, talk to people individually and get them to go. It's, that's where you're going to get meet and seats. It's that simple.
Yeah, I love it. We got a couple minutes left. Tell people why they should go check out networkmarketingpro.com/women, check out this women's event to attend either live, which they still have time to do. You still can get a couple weeks advance for an airline ticket and do something special for you. Why they should attend live, or at a minimum, they should attend on.
How is this video another 8 minutes? I don't know. Maybe it's boring. Maybe my live streams are boring. I don't know. I will say finding good videos to react to is rough. It's rough for sure. But this is interesting to me because understanding the backstory of someone and how they got from point A to point B, and also Mr. Sir debunking himself, he talking about like all his affirmations and being a good human and all this other shit, and then he says things like this:
negative, dull, disillusioned, thumb-sucking, whiny, crybaby, diaper division loser.
About how he's not going to say negative stuff and be positive and everything, and then he has a lot to say about haters and et cetera, et cetera. That video, the full video, is on Julie Joe's profile, and I will link Julie Joe in the live chat. Also, I appreciate everybody who's been coming to the streams for October Screams and Streams 2024. It's been fun streaming every day, and y'all know how much I love Halloween, and I hope this has been a little bit fun if you've been able to pop in and pop out. I really appreciate getting to see people in the live chat, and even 2 years into this, people showing up at all into the live chat is still super fun, and I'm grateful that y'all are here. So thank you so much.
And get a live streaming ticket to be able to watch it from home.
Absolutely. I think the best way for us to do that is to share our first experience walking into one of your events, Eric. We had never been much for going to events outside of our company events. We didn't think they were necessary. And for whatever reason, I think you were speaking that year. And so we said, you know what, we're going to go. And our mind was absolutely blown by the end of the week. And what happened?
I will do a members only stream tomorrow, and I'm going to go through and check off more of the stuff, and I will make the Excel spreadsheet or a Google spreadsheet available for people to view so they can see what they've missed. But we will be doing a members only stream tomorrow.
Is we stepped into a whole different world where we were surrounded by people who loved what they did, who were excited, who, really were able to re-excite us. They just reignited our flame. Not that we didn't have it, but the flame got bigger, and it got bigger because we started to realize and see how much bigger the opportunity was, how many more people we could impact. Because, before we had just kind of been in our own little shell with our company. And, when we stepped out and we, walked into that room,
so Jessica Hayes, Brandon's ex-wife, said, anyone have any suggestions on where to sell wedding sets? Apparently lab-grown diamonds are the big thing now, so I'm not being offered much. And that was from 2023. October 2023.
And it was just we got to meet so many people who, we made a good name for ourselves. We'd made a good income, but when we stepped into that room, we realized how small that income actually was, and how big of an opportunity still lied ahead of us. That had we not gone to that event, we wouldn't have seen that vision. There's a chance that we would still be sitting in that, smaller income, block going, we've made it, babe. We did it. But when we stepped into that event, we ain't done nothing.
When you've made $1 million, but then you meet a guy that's made 80 million, it changes.
Right.
You're like, well, I'm the big shot at my company, but the big shot is the little shot in the industry, right?
Yeah.
I'll give you, some just rapid fire, things to consider, and why you absolutely either need to get to the event or get a, like you said, a ticket, is one is you're going to get education. You're going to get education. You're going to learn some skills. I can guarantee, I'll put the Brandon Hayes, if that means anything, guarantee on the fact that you're going to learn something new that you're going to be able to apply and it's going to help you grow your business. So you'll get the value just from that alone. But you're not just going to get education. You're going to also get inspiration. You're also going to get motivation. You're going to get association. You're going to get all of these different things that are recipe or they're ingredients to the recipe for success in your business. This is why events, and you talk about this all the time, this is why events are they're not just good for your business or great for your business. They are crucial. They are vital. Because you've got to get to events and events like this.
Okay, sorry. Here's December 2024. I will read it. Sorry, I'm like, rip. I'm all over the place a little bit. Sorry about that. Here is when you want to hear something crazy about me that you probably didn't know. There was a time in my life when I felt like I had it all. Many of you probably saw the photos or followed some of the journey here on social media. I had the full-time nanny, the chef, the house cleaner, the income, the luxury car, the beach house across the street, or the beach across the street. But I spent every dime to have it. I was literally broke, but living the high life, the good old MLM way. Not smart, I know, and no, I'm not hating on MLM, just the culture I was a part of. Want to know what I wish I had done, besides the obvious live below my means? I wish I had invested specifically in real estate. And funny, I knew all about it then and just didn't make the right moves, clouded by other things in my life. How about you? Ever felt like you knew what you should do, but you didn't? It's so easy to get tangled up in that mess, but the good news, you can change it all tomorrow. I've learned that there is almost always a way. If you don't have the current financial means for the down payment, then you may have to get a little creative, and that's what I want to help you do in 2024. So I want to know, do you currently invest in real estate, or do you want to start your own portfolio in 2024? Let me know below or inbox me. So this is kind of her passing the real estate exam, moving on to the next thing, and talking to people about her, getting into that. Which is interesting. Sorry, we're still listening to this shit.
Because you're going to get the education, inspiration, motivation, association, right? You're going to get around other people that, like she said, that are outperforming you. That can't. It might not. Sometimes it's not even getting to the event and hearing something on stage from a speaker.
Right.
Sometimes it's you run into a Jessica Hayes or one of the other speakers in the hallway, and they share. They give you a little.
Get that one-on-one, like 5 minutes one-on-one time.
They give you a little tip, or something, and it might be It might just be the atmosphere, but you're going to get your value from education, inspiration, motivation, association.
And here's the other thing. I mean, that ticket's what, $500? Is that what the ticket is? And
or maybe even less than that. And the live streaming ticket's much less than that.
Yeah, and so here's what I'll say is, if you get a $500 less ticket, and you go to the event, you catch a vision, you should walk out of that event and make well more than $500, way more than $500. But if you don't go to that event, then what's going to change? Probably nothing, because you're going to keep just doing the same thing you've always been doing, which for most of us isn't much. But if you go to that event, you get the inspiration, and that's what events are all about to me, is they just inspire me to keep going. They inspire me to, step up to the next level, to just grind a little bit harder. And, it's just that inspiration that, can really drive you to, you're going to get your return on your investment if you choose to. And that's what it is. It's an investment into your business. This is not, you're not just spending money on a ticket. This is you invest. And you should spend at minimum 10% of your income reinvesting in yourself, and reinvest.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. You guys are awesome. I'm in Santa Barbara, California. I want to show you a little lifestyle just for a second, because I'm trying to do some writing and I'm just the world's worst procrastinator. I don't know if the Wi-Fi is going to work out here, but I'll show you anyway.
Awesome.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. Wow. I love that view.
It's beautiful.
There it is.
Huh?
Heck yeah.
That's incredible.
Where's our invite?
I know.
If I invited you guys, I'd never get any writing done at all. Anyway.
Dang. He's got a lot of house.
You got a new book coming out?
Working on it. I'm working on it, but I'm working on it slow.
Yeah.
Anyway, appreciate you all.
Appreciate you, Eric.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Wait up there, babe. See Marina lurking back there?
Hey.
She's on another call. Anyway.
I want to say one more thing about the event, if I can, just 2 minutes.
Yeah, go ahead.
The biggest aha moment that I've ever had in my business, meaning, and it led to the first big.
So she's doing posts where she's saying, exciting news, thrilled to share my career transition from network marketing to real estate. So I don't know what happened, if she's taking any profit from the lab. I have no idea.
Explosion that we had in our business, I was kind of moving at a snail's pace, man. And I was like, is it ever going to happen for me? You know? And I know that there's people that are watching this that feel like that right now. That's why I want to point this out. The biggest aha moment I've ever had in my business, and the thing that led to the first big explosion in my business, where my team went, where it was going like this, and then it went, for a moment, it went boom, you know, and shot me up to the next level. It came from an event. I don't remember anything else about that event other than the one thing that I learned that dramatically changed the trajectory of my business. Had I not,
what was it?
No,
it's a
I don't know.
It's a training that we do. You know what it is? It's a training that we do called the influence scale. That just changed the way that I prospected people. And so we don't have enough time to go super in depth on it. Maybe I'll get to do that on as a keynote speaker. But here's the deal:
I can get you guys to step into your potential, get you up in that 7-figure range. I mean, come on,
it's coming.
It's going to happen.
It's there. It's there.
It is.
But had I not gone to that event, I don't know that I'd be sitting here talking to you, holding my baby in the middle of the day right now.
Oh, that's super cool. Hey, add to your affirmations. I'm a 7-figure earner in network marketing. Would you?
Yeah, we will. I told you we're rewriting them right now. And
because come on, I mean, you've met these people. They're no different than you.
Yeah, we're going to do that for sure.
Yeah.
Really. All right. Well, you guys are amazing. You're awesome, ladies and gentlemen. If you got value from this, share it with somebody. Share it with your team. Share it with the world. Let them check it out. I think their affirmation chant alone is worth the share. So do that and let everybody know. Let your world know that network marketing isn't perfect, but it is better. There are good people involved in it, living the life of their dreams, getting better every day. You deserve the same. Okay. So everybody have an amazing day. We hope we can see you at the most powerful women in network marketing event. If you'd like to join us there, either live or online, go to that link at the bottom of this video screen or type that into your browser and get some information. So everybody have an awesome day. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah.
And we'll see you all soon.
Right.
Take care.
Rippity rip rip. Okay, we did it.
We did it! We did it! We did it! Yay! Always team up. We did it!
Yes.
Yay! Woo! Hooray! We did it!
I'm going to look more into this whole dynamic between Jessica and Brandon and Melissa. And I'm going to see, her Facebook was pretty clean because she is trying to recruit into, not recruit, but find customers for her real estate. And so she's not doing, I don't think she's doing MLM at all anymore. So she does have a TikTok, and I'm going to see if she has an Instagram, but that will have to be the cliffhanger. Tomorrow is our last day of October Screams and Streams. I will still be streaming a lot in November, but it won't be, I don't think it'll be every day. We'll figure it out. What's our takeaway? Brandon Stevens seems to have hypocrisy. You can't have hypocrisy. Brandon Stevens seems to be hypocritical when he's forward facing or thinks that he is more safe to when he's in front of a public audience. He seems to say one thing, and when he seems to be more private, he says another thing. I think that anti-MLM actually really bothers him, and I think that instead of addressing the issues that we bring up, he decides to, do ad hominem attacks and say this.
Negative, dull, disillusioned, thumb sucking, whiny, crybaby, diaper division loser.
So I'll keep you apprised. Again, Lab is a health and wellness multi-level marketing company. Brandon Hayes is the founder. Jessica Hayes was a founder and is now doing real estate. Jessica and Brandon started Lab together, broke up in 2023, and now Brandon is with the chief marketing officer, Melissa Collins. So take care of yourselves, preserve and promote your emotional well-being, hydrate, don't forget to take your meds, and I will see you next time. Doodles.